Come on in here, y'all. We got some things to talk about. Get all my pseudo killers in here. That's right. Come on in here, y'all. Drink water and do push-ups. That's my health advice to y'all. It's the best thing we could tell y'all around here on the pseudo killers. Drink water, do push-ups. That's my medical advice. So look, got some things to talk about. Come on in here, wipe your feet, hit that like button. You know how we do. So we going live in 3:30. Let's go. Come on, hit that like button, y'all.
What it is, though. Take y'all on a journey. Notorious is glorious, victorious.
Look,
yeah.
we gonna talk tonight.
I ain't asking for a friend, I need to know
We gonna
myself.
talk.
And if you never ask, how would you know yourself? It's crazy how your parents know you more than you know yourself. Growth is good, it's important
We
just to
gonna
know
talk,
your
pseudo
wealth.
killers.
Don't let them take advantage.
3
like
minutes,
niggas who
let's go.
speak Spanish and you don't speak
Wipe y'all feet off at the door. Y'all know how we do.
Street money is cool till you get sick of it. And all that bullshit that come along with it. Make sure you stay on your square and keep a strong pivot. Cause them cruddy buddies, they'll do you ugly. And why every female favorite question is, do you love me? And if you knew better, baby, you a
fire tonight.
And once you know better, you a show better. Most men want a housewife, but me, I love a go-getter. Your ex pussy wet, but that
Wipe y'all
pussy
feet
is
off
so
at the
wetter.
door, say hi to each other.
Just get high and accept.
Speak when you come in here.
Y'all ain't beefing like that.
We family.
Come on, Doug, why you being
pseudo
like that?
killers.
Man, let's keep it a stack. Why you say it if you ain't mean it like that? And when you see him, you ain't give him no rap. Man, let's keep it a stack. You ain't gotta say you gon' be right back. Stop bluffing, shorty, keep it a stack. Once you start something, you can't just
Hell yeah,
finish the job, homie. Keep it a
Daquan, I'm about
stack.
to put my email in the joint right now.
Dealing the rules was no squealing, no stealing from your mans and no feelings for these hoes.
We'll definitely play it.
10 toes down whenever you on your block, or even when you ain't. Don't know them from a can of paint. Just be loyal and trustworthy. You ain't gotta be a saint. A lot of y'all be geeking, backstabbing and sneaking. Nose clean during the week, but they dabble on weekends.
Yeah, come on in here, y'all. Wipe y'all feet off at the door. A minute 30. That like button. Say hi to each other.
Run up on you while you park, get the dumping. Then they slid
We
off.
got some talk.
Now let's see if your homies with it.
We
Or
gonna
your name
talk.
die in vain 'cause one of your homies did it. Ain't no reason to kill your man over a kilogram. How you thinking y'all fam? Then
Spin you like a ceiling fan.
Go ahead, talk to him. Y'all ain't beefing like that. Come on, Doug, why you being like that? Let's keep it a stack. Why you say it if you ain't mean it like that? And when you see him, you ain't give him no rap.
on in here,
Let's
we
keep
gonna
it a
talk.
stack. You ain't gotta tell me you gon' be right back. Stop bluffing, shorty, keep it a stack. And once you start something, can't just leave it like that. Finish the job, homie, keep it a stack. While I'm still rapping at 40, well, let's chat about it. First of all, my life's amazing. Let's get that about it. Wife is blazing, and her kids get the life savings. Follow the drip, nigga, my ice glazing.
That like button, y'all. Y'all sitting in here holding y'all phones. Hit that button. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30 seconds and we going live.
I just need that one
Mic check, how my mic sound.
one song. And I could clutch the earth with just one palm. Never anxious, look in my eyes, I'm dumb calm. They either gonna walk with you or you gonna run for them. Either way, you gonna have to let your heater spray. Lose yourself, might even have to put that weed away. Now that's a lotto, that's my medication.
10 seconds.
Gotta stay high, yo.
What's up, pseudo killers?
Album out now, hit the link in my bio. Go ahead, talk to him, you ain't beefing like that. Come on, Doug, why you being like that? Now let's keep it a stack. Why you say it if you
Pseudo killers, what's popping? We've been off for a couple days. So you know, been looking at the field, been watching the different channels, seeing the field and what everybody is, what everybody is on. You dig what I'm saying? Pseudo killers throw bombs out of there, right? We throw bombs, right? And then we wait for the groundhogs to come up out the ground. You dig what I'm saying? We smoke them out. We smoke them out. That's all we do. Smoke them out. So the groundhogs, they come out. You know what I mean? We throw the what's that called? The tear gas, right? And we smoke them out. So now we got a field, right? For what everybody is saying. My man, appreciated Daquan. I'm gonna check that out. Matter of fact, I'm gonna play it. If you send me the MP3, I'm gonna download it on my board. We're gonna shout you out and we'll play it tomorrow, as the intro. So make sure all that's sent right, boom, 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 and I'll listen to it, check it out, you know what I mean? I know it's fire already, you know what I mean? I know it's fire. Anybody that, who will hit a live show up about their music, I know it sounds like you believe in it. So I already feel like it's fire. So, But anywho's, damn, where was I at? Yeah, so we just, we smoked them out. Now we can see everybody's face, right? Everybody then came out there whole. We know where everybody stand at. So it's clear, right? It's clear. So now we're going to dive into it. So look, first off, let's see who up in here. Hit that like button, wipe y'all feet off at the door. You know how we do. You know what I mean? All right, cool. All right, let's see where the pseudo killer panel is at. Send that out. Boom. All right, here we go. Man, some wild stuff. It's a wild report came out. I'm going to start with this wild ass report that came out about Tanzania today and the coronavirus. If y'all ain't read it. If y'all ain't been checking out the Wall Street Journal, I advise y'all check out those articles that be in the Wall Street Journal. Wild story in Africa, right? Wow. You know what I mean? It's gonna blow y'all mind when y'all hear this. But yeah, just smoking them out. Lord have mercy. All right, I just got your email. Let me see. Boom. All right. Let me make this Zoom link. I'm gonna speak to everybody in one quick second. Pseudo killer panel is asking me for the Zoom link now. So let me get this Zoom link together for them. And I'm gonna speak to everybody in 1 minute and we're gonna get the show started. But while y'all in here, talk to each other, hit that like button, cause we gonna talk tonight. We gonna talk. We gonna talk. Let me see. All right, here we go. Let me get this Zoom popping. And I just read this article. It just came across. My desk. Like literally 10 minutes ago. And I said I had one idea for the show. But that article was so powerful, right? That I said, man, I gotta start the show with that. About the coronavirus in Africa. Because it damn near contrast or gave us a glimpse in what could have happened over here if we would have been listening to Trump. You feel me? It's just crazy with a administration and a president, right? The direction that a administration and a president can lead the country in, right? Without scientifically literate people in the government that's willing to step up and you know, basically go against the administration and speak the truth. So from reading this article, I definitely have a newfound respect for Dr. Fauci in them, because they got a lot of flack from the administration for speaking the truth and not following the administration's lead on basically playing down the coronavirus, right? So I definitely, after reading that article, have a newfound respect for Dr. Fauci and his team. I definitely do. They took up the mantle and they went on all social media platforms, right? And completely went against the administration and tried to give us, the best information on the coronavirus and trying to keep the American people safe. I think history is going to look kindly on Dr. Fauci and his team. They some heroes, y'all. After I read this article about Tanzania and what the president and the administration did over there, I guarantee y'all gonna have a newfound respect for Dr. Fauci in the scientific community that played a part in the administration for the United States. Y'all gonna respect that. All right, let me send out this link. Hit that like button, y'all. I appreciate all y'all. I'm gonna speak to y'all in a minute. Let me send out this link. Y'all know, when I'm doing all of this stuff, I get scatterbrained. So I got focus to be able to run through this program and then send out these links and then get Zoom put into our broadcast. So it takes like 5 different steps. So, I gotta remember all of the steps to bring my audio into Zoom and all of that. So while I be talking to y'all, I be trying to do all this. So, speak to each other, hit the like button. We're going to talk tonight. And we still on that African slavery. We're going to get to that too. And Zinga, you ain't safe yet, nigga. All right, here we go. Let me send out this link. Participants, invite. Copy, invite. Hit that like button, y'all. Speak to each other. Say what's up to your fellow pseudo killers that's in the building. All right. Boom. Peace. Boom. And if y'all ain't went out and copped, oh, yo, you sent it to my Facebook too. All right, cool. That's even better. All right, let me see. All right, let me get Sosa and them up in the air. It's Facebook. We gonna talk in 1 second, people. In 1 second. Boom. All right. Let's get that on out of here. I'm over here messing up, y'all. talk though. How the hell did I do that? Weirdo. 30 paste. All right. Okay. All right, so let me say what's up to everybody that's in the building. First off, let's do this. Let me make sure the zoom is right. Preview. What in the hell? All right, cool. The zoom looking good, y'all. What the hell? All right, yeah, y'all hit that like button. Here we go. Here we go. All right, my bad, y'all. All right, let me get to this. We ain't got enough likes in here, but let's go. Vassagullah, what's up? Demar, what's happening? Jeremy, what's the deal? J God, what's popping? Daquan, I got your music. You know what I mean? I'm gonna definitely check that out tonight. Like I said, I already know it's fire. Everything is everything. What's up, bruh? Everything is, you know, he be on my head. He's pseudo as hell. He don't even know it. He a blackologist. Per Black, what's up? Boom, what's happening? Danny, you're Teddy use of my Atra, Seneferu. Damn, I got that shit right. Jawborn, Lavelle, brother Lavelle, American Dream, Late Show. Blue Dev, Anusha, what's up? Keep these niggas in line, Anusha. I swear they be coming at my head. J No, what's happening? Mansa Musa, yo, what's happening? Zane, what it do? Per Black. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna read this article about I'm gonna read this article on everything is hella pseudo. That's right, like up the video. I'm gonna read this article on Thunder. What it do, Thunder? You gotta get on this panel. Give me a minute. I'm gonna read through a couple articles first, then I'm gonna send out the link for y'all to come on the panel and chop it up with me, all right? So give me a second. Stay with me. I'm gonna read this article on the goddamn coronavirus cover in Tanzania, right? And like I said before, y'all, it was so crazy because it was so crazy because it showed you the difference of what could have happened here if we would have here in the United States if we would have listened to Trump in that administration. So I definitely want y'all to hear this interview. So hold on. Let me this article. Let me go to the pseudo killer iPhone because I have it pulled up on the iPhone. The article. Alright. So boom. We up here. And caught my man Sean book. Everything that I talk about on the pseudo killers about the coronavirus, right? Or COVID-19. We're gonna hold Sean New Work as our text on the coronavirus. So go cop this book. But anyway, let's get into it. We on the pseudo killer iPhone now, y'all. All right, it says, inside the world's most blatant COVID-19 cover-up, secret burials, a dead president. And this article was dropped today by the Wall Street Journal. All right, so it's November 14th. At 12 o'clock, they dropped this article. Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, tucked away in the northern suburb of this sprawling East African city, is a burial site that is evidence of one of the world's great coronavirus cover-ups. At the Kondo graveyard in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, unmasked volunteers have been digging holes and filling trees to expand the compound that has tripled in size since last year. During the pandemic's first wave, hazmat-suited government officials came at night to secretly bury the dead. Graveyard workers and bereaved families said now small groups of mourners gathered for hasty ceremonies next to floral tributes. Kondo's gravediggers, my bad, y'all. Kondo's gravediggers said those buried there since last year have one thing in common. All died as a result of the coronavirus, yet none were recorded as suffering from COVID-19. They said they know by speaking to the families and officials from the municipality. This is one of the government's coronavirus cemeteries, but we're not allowed to call it that, said Saeed El-Salam, a caretaker who has worked there so long that the locals call him Mizi wa Makaburi, or the graveyard, or Mr. Graveyard. We used to bury one a week before the pandemic, but over the past year, we have reached 17 a day. Wow. Y'all hear what he said? The cemetery used to bury one person a week. But since the pandemic, they've been burying 17 a day. Tanzania, a country famous for Serengeti safaris and a turquoise coastline, has engaged in a grim experiment with implications beyond its borders, denying the existence of COVID-19. How that is playing out offers clues on the hidden toll of the pandemic across the developing world. Last year, President John Magufuli declared the virus a satanic myth propagated by imperialist powers, while his neighbors sealed their borders and locked down his country of 58 million stayed open. His government barred doctors from registering coronavirus as the cause of death and labeled those who wore masks as unpatriotic. Seeking to keep the economy open and rally nationalist sentiment ahead of elections, He blocked foreign journalists from entering the country, rejected vaccines, and refused to provide data to the World Health Organization news organizations reporting the COVID-19 were shut down for scaremongering and reporters threatened with jail. Hold on, let me let these pseudo killers in. Come on, y'all. Y'all gonna start coming in the goddamn joint soon as I go live. Soon as I start reading, y'all decide to want to click in on the Zoom. Let me get back to this. All right. So it said they threatened them with threatened the reporters for jail if they even reported on the goddamn coronavirus overtaking their country, right? So, okay. By the spring, the president was dead, along with 6 other senior politicians and several of the country's generals. The official cause of Mr. Magufuli's death was heart failure. The details remain secret. Diplomats, analysts, and opposition leaders say he died of COVID-19. Wow. That is sick, to say the least. That is sick. I'm gonna copy this link, and I'm gonna put this link in the chat. Oh, I'm fucking up. Oh man, I don't know how I did that. Oh Lord. Work with me. Come on, Jesus. All right. Let me put this link in the chat. That was heartfelt, though, y'all. That was heartfelt right there. Sosa, I know you in the building. Give me a second. I'm going to put the headphones on. Oh, man, I don't know how I did that. Oh, Lord. Work with me. Come on, Jesus. All right. Let me put this link in the chat. All right. That was crazy. Link is in the chat, y'all. That is crazy. Sosa, what's up, Sosa? You in the building?
Yeah, sure. I'm here.
My man.
So what's good with it?
Ain't nothing. Was just reading the Wall Street Journal report on the coronavirus cover up in Tanzania. It was
Oh yeah, what they hiding? They hiding the death, the impact of it.
Yeah, man. They the president died from it. Right? He was trying to cover it up, saying that the coronavirus was a hoax. He said it was a satanic prank. By imperialist governments trying to take over their country. He kept his borders open, right, and kept all of the marketplace open. So they died in droves, right? And one of the biggest cities. The link is in the chat, yo. Come on, yo. This man is crazy. Oh damn, I didn't put it in. My bad.
Only like I see the chat as an Apple joint.
My bad. My bad.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, pseudoism goes wrong.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's
buddy.
crazy.
Yeah, buddy. But it shows how, and I was saying how, history is going to look back at Dr. Fauci and them like heroes, right? Because,
Sure.
they stood up to the government. Daniel, I sent that to another goddamn chat.
Wow.
Yeah, I sent that to my motherfucking wild ass homeboys. I hope none of them don't click the link. Cause y'all will find out how wild I am for real. If one of them come in here and start talking, y'all gonna be like, "Oh, you like this? You's an ignorant ass nigga."
Ain't that wrong with that? Trust me, I'm the only level-headed one in the pack. I think it's like that with a lot of us. You feel me?
My homeboys will come on here and be like, "Nigga, what the fuck is you talking about?" And like, you on here talking some straight bullshit. If my homeboys heard this shit, they'd think I was scamming, yo. They'd be like, "Yo, this nigga on YouTube scamming, yo."
My niggas, them, they just defer. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, shit, talk to Sosa about that shit.
Right.
Hey, what that mean, Sosa? That shit right. You know what I'm saying?
My homeboys would be like, "This nigga on here scamming." Like, what is you talking about? But yeah, they definitely covered it up. He said, the guy at the cemetery was saying, before the coronavirus, they was only burying damn near one person a week. Since the coronavirus, they've been burying 17 a day.
Dang.
They went from burying one person a week at the cemetery to now they burying 17 a day.
Dang.
It ravaged the city. The president died. Several members of his administration died, right? Goddamn military generals then passed away from it, right? Now in the scientific community in Tanzania, they're going on the offense now, and they're saying that they died from from COVID-19. Like, the official records don't say it, you know what I mean? So we got to give Fauci and them more credit, because when Trump and them started that bullshit, Fauci and his team went on a full offensive against the goddamn administration. They went on all the social media platforms, right? And they gave the real fucking truth. Like, they didn't follow the administration. And the administration thought that Fauci and them was going to follow them, right? And Fauci and them said, "Nah, man, we ain't doing that." Like, that shit the president talk ain't true. Look at the things. The president was doing exactly what the president of Tanzania was doing. And that shit fucked their country up, right? And got that motherfucking president and all those fucking officials killed in his goddamn administration. So look at how many officials in our government passed away from following Trump. It was a few of them.
Yeah.
Herman Cain and them.
Okay.
Yeah. Got him up out of here, fucking with Trump. Fucking with Trump, got y'all
and
up
we
out
got
of here.
we got the kind of government though where you could just be like, "Yo, that nigga buggy," and be talking about the president. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whereas over there, they might be like, "Nigga, just come on missing." You know what I'm saying? Like, whoop.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. But yeah, I'm y'all click that link. I'm gonna put it back in the if one of my moderators can put the link to that article back in the chat so everybody can read it. You know what I mean? Definitely do that and hit that like button. Uncle Cat is in the building. Unc, what's up? What's going on, bro?
Yeah, I'm glad Tanzania got a new president there, man. Got a sister in there. And I think she's going to go with the scientific community. She kind of moving slow because you got a lot of radicals in there. You know, the president made a lot of radicals. So she kind of, easing up and she's serious, man. So, I mean, but this is where people wanted to be in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to play the herb mixture, mix the shit up. You ain't going to get no more herbologists than in Tanzania. You ain't going to beat them on the herb. They've been herbing since the days of the slave trade.
Right.
So you ain't gonna get them. You ain't gonna be able to out doctor the herb. They the herb doctors.
Right.
So if they ain't what it is, and it just shows, man, how far, economies can fall. So the African economy has actually fallen. So, man, the response to infectious disease is not where it needs to be. Just the whole decimation of the continent of Africa, all this, is just based on Europeans coming in and just, setting that bomb off like that, man. So it's crazy. And we can see the decimation. I mean, the things that are being decimated, we can see it right now in front of our eyes, man. So it's an ongoing battle for that continent to get back straight, where it's at. But the coronavirus, it's exploiting a lot of leadership around the world, and it's exploiting a lot of leadership in the Black community. So sometimes it takes nature to pull the cover off the bullshit. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're seeing right now. Very, very interesting, man.
That's a fact. Oh, man. But what else going on, though? I definitely read that article. When you and Vance sent that article, I said, I didn't really have a topic for the show. So I said, I'm definitely leading off with that. Like, that was a bomb burner right there, man.
Yeah, he put that Vance, he the video man, yo. He keep us up on all the latest videos, whether it's hip hop, whether it's science, Corona, everything. Joe Rogan, Lex Freeman. I mean, all are just, yeah. And so when he put that one by Tanzania in there, man, that on, I think it's on Vice. Is it Vice? Oh my goodness, man.
The video is on Vice. I read the article from the Wall Street Journal that they posted today on it.
Yeah. That's a good one right there, man. I read that. Yo, man, I put it in the chat. Mm-hmm. It just kind of hurt my heart, man. It made me back away for a minute. Like, I gotta step away from that. You know what I'm saying? I just gotta step away. Like, at this point, it's just too much. You locking people up if they talk about coronavirus. You got the Bible in one hand and foolery and the herb in the other hand, and then the coronavirus kill you. That's laughable right there. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's some shit I personally laugh at. Like, you did all that and you killed yourself. You could have still been president. You killed yourself. Yeah. Say a prayer and take some herbs. Really? Man.
Horrible, man.
That's horrible. Backwards, yo. Horrible. Yeah, that's backwards, bro. Yep. And then we got people in this country. We got people in the African American community that's promoting the same things. It just shows just how backwards humans can be, no matter where they at. When you run a country, you got to be responsible. Even if you're a dictator, you got to be a responsible dictator. Seeing how China did it, right? Mm-hmm. Seeing how Russia did it, right? Come on, man.
Yeah, that was a tough one, man. Everybody download that article, read it on your own time, and just think about it. Think about the situation that we was in a few months ago with Trump and the things that his administration was spewing. And look at how Dr. Fauci and them was demonized by the administration for speaking against the misinformation that the administration was putting out. Just look at that. So just imagine what the scientific community, right, under pressure in a third world country like Tanzania, where their life could be on the line if they speak against their president and their administration, right? So they have dire consequences for speaking the truth. In this country, we're afforded with the protection, right, to be able to tell the truth. And we're demonizing the people that's willing to stand up and tell the truth. Like, what is wrong with us? We could have been in Tanzania where a motherfucking life, people's lives could have been on the line for speaking up, telling the truth. So don't ever demonize the people that's willing to stand up and tell the truth. Listen to them. They educated. Tanzania, that goddamn, they're burying at one cemetery. that was burying one person a week, they're burying 17 a day because of a cover-up. They went from one person a week to 17 a day because of a goddamn scientific negligence. Scientific negligence led them to that. And y'all was vying for the same shit that happened over here. I don't mean y'all as in the pseudo killers, right? Because we are, you know, we the cream of the crop over this motherfucker. Not y'all. You know what I mean? We the shit over here, trust me. I'm talking about, you know, them crazy yahoos that we got to argue with every goddamn day. You know, the Kyrie Irvings, goddamn crazy nutballs, right? Tell Kyrie Irving, if he don't want to take the shot, go to Tanzania. He a Muslim now, they Muslims over there too. You'll fit right in. You a goddamn Muslim. You a goddamn anti-vaxxer. Go ahead over there with them. See how you like it. You feel me? You can pray all day with them, right? You know what I mean? And you ain't got to take the vaccine. And they'll let you play basketball till you pass out, nigga. You feel me?
You take goddamn Lamar and goddamn Aaron Rodgers with you.
Yeah.
These niggas are tripping.
Niggas don't know how good they got it over here, man.
You have two of the best quarterbacks in Tanzania, y'all.
Yeah.
Make y'all do football team. Kyrie at the point, nice basketball squad out there.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all get one of the best point guards ever in Tanzania. Come get this nigga, Tanzania.
Average 55 points a game.
Come get this nigga, Tanzania. He an all-star.
Shit. Yeah.
I know y'all want Kyrie, yo. Yo, he a Muslim too, yo. Like, go ahead, come get him. Tanzania bluffing. Yeah, come get Aaron Rodgers, yo. That nigga Super Bowl winning goddamn quarterback, Pro Bowler damn near every year. Y'all can use him, trust me.
MVP
nice.
last year.
Cam Newton, y'all, he nice. Come get him.
Hey, Canada went and got his. He missed that check. That nigga he went and got his shit.
And ain't no team pick him up yet either, did they?
Hell no. Cam Newton.
Yeah, hey, y'all, if y'all still, whoever ain't hit that like button, man, hit that like button. We in here. We about to talk. We gonna get into our talk. I know why y'all really here. You feel me? Y'all here because y'all know that we have controversy with some African historical facts. You know, we definitely gonna talk about. We know why y'all here. Y'all think the pseudo killers then lost their minds. Y'all think we are attacking Africa. Y'all think we don't like. I've been called a Muslim. I've been called. That's why I had to put on the old dirty turban today. And I done heard live streams where I'm called all kind of Muslim fuckboys and like, God damn. Like, yo, what is this goddamn YouTube then came to? You know what I mean?
Last in the chat one time, I see what they were saying. I was like, you know what? I ain't finna do this shit. You know what I'm saying? I said, y'all can have it. Cause you know what I'm saying? I'll probably react on some shit I need to react on. Y'all got that word, bro.
I motherfucker called me a Muslim fuckboy. I said, what in the hell?
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
I said, these niggas, bro. I think from saying that stuff about Queen Nzinga, I'm sure if I lived in New York or somewhere where a lot of you crazy yahoos live at, I think somebody would have walked up to me in the street and tried to punch me in my motherfucking mouth over that shit. I literally think y'all that fucking crazy. Nuts.
Nah, you got kind of beat up on Zinga. You got beat up on Zinga.
Come on, don't start, yo.
Yeah, you absolutely did, yo.
What
Yes,
what
you
what
do.
do
You
we
gotta
say that
try
was
no.
wrong?
He's
What do we say that
still
was,
Sosa don't
Nah,
feed
y'all
into
fucked that
he.
up.
Oh,
Sosa know what it is, don't you? You supposedly read the book, Sosa. So I don't understand why you in doubt of anything.
here
You
we
should be
go.
crystal clear in your position.
you keep saying supposedly like when you be
Yeah, I'm
saying shit,
saying
you
you
be like,
couldn't have read the same shit I read.
It's
when you be
Admit
saying shit,
perspective.
I
that.
be like, no, that's not what it
Right.
said. Then we go through it and be
Why you
exactly
do
what I
that?
said.
Right.
How's
Let
that?
me say
You,
this,
you made
Sosa.
that. Hey, Sosa, you delusional with
Oh,
Shaffer. Y'all niggas
no,
on
no. Hey,
delusional view.
you think when a person reads a text, right, that they supposed to have the same political view of it that you have?
What?
No, yeah, just because y'all read the same
Nah, you just supposed to
information.
read the whole
No,
chapter or
no,
just read
even
the
if you
chapter.
read the whole chapter, you still have to
Yeah.
synthesize that information and make the determination for yourself what you feel it is.
Now,
Y'all
you can
saying
have
the
an
same
opinion.
shit.
You can have an opinion. You
Right,
can have an
his
opinion.
opinion is just different from yours on it.
No,
That's
I don't
it.
have an opinion. I
You
keep
do
telling
have
you
an
I don't have an
opinion.
opinion.
You
No,
do
I
have
do
an
not.
opinion.
See,
No, I
oh
do
my
not. I
God,
do not.
yo.
You can't
I do
because
not. I don't have an
all of
opinion.
a
I don't
book
have an opinion.
is not a science book, so some of it is conjecture, some of it is the writer's opinion. You know what I'm saying? So you have to. So everything you
Okay, so
can't
I stick to the
be
writer's opinion.
objective.
Yeah.
You can't be. I mean, you can't stick to the writer because the writer's giving her
Yes, I
opinion.
can.
No, he
I
said,
can
listen
stick
to
to
what
her
he said,
opinion.
Sosa.
I
I
stick to her
agree with what
opinion.
you just said. He said he sticks to
Yeah,
the
I'm stick to her
writer's
opinion.
opinion.
Yeah, I'm gonna
A
stick.
writer
I'm talking
can't
about the
make
book
the
that me and
opinion for
Sosa read.
me. They just give
That's
the
what I'm saying.
facts of her life and the
Yeah, yeah.
I'm talking about
historical,
what me and
you know what I
Sosa
mean?
read.
Now,
I'm talking about
I
the book
make the
me and Sosa read.
determination of how I view her. I
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
make
that's
that
real true.
determination, yo.
Yeah, I mean, because she's
I don't mean to bring a name on. Go ahead, Sosa.
huh?
Go ahead, Sosa. I didn't mean to cut you off, but
No, I was just saying, you know what I mean? Like I synthesize it, myself, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I take what she's saying into consideration. But I do understand when a writer's making their own viewpoint, you know what I mean, historical events from the way I see it, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of ambiguity with history. You got to look at the events and then you got to make this an assessment based on what you think, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you're talking about a person's motive behind doing some things of that nature. That's not scientifically a fact. You got to kind of, you know, got to use your own wits.
You see what that is, though?
I wasn't even listening to him. I'll let him do it. I'll let him talk to the audience.
Wow.
And he ain't talking to me about this shit.
My bad.
Yeah, I ain't arguing with y'all niggas no more, man.
I wouldn't even.
Shit.
I thought I ain't arguing.
I fucked with y'all niggas. Y'all came up with y'all own motherfucking. Y'all read a whole Wikipedia article, right?
Right.
You don't read the historical portrayal of the lady. You
What?
read everybody's historical portrayal. Y'all experts got your own historical portrayal of it, which is cool.
Right.
It's cool. Yeah, it's cool.
So you saying if I read the history, right? Well, let's try this with somebody else. Let's
Try on somebody.
right. Let's pull up. Let's see another historical figure.
Alfonso the First. Read that nigga. Go get him.
Biography on Wikipedia, right? And then
Where you
let's
gonna pull
see if we just look at the historical facts of their life, right? We're still after that is going to make an assessment of where they fall at for us on you see what I'm saying? Like like if you just read all right, let's see. Let's name a person who's a famous historical leader that's controversial. Give me one.
Shit. I guess you could take somebody like goddamn. I could think of somebody we can use. I could think of somebody like even when you think of somebody like Osama bin Laden. You see what I'm saying? Whereas he's viewed one way amongst his people, and he can be viewed a totally different way by somebody else. But then there's a historical
one. That's a great one.
There's historical things about him that you can look at. Certain things are historical, but then you got to make your own assessment.
Because you got to know that some shit is propaganda too,
Exactly.
You got to know that. Nzinga is not excused from that. The writer of her biography is not excused from being a human being, yo. And it's
Oh,
called, I'm glad y'all said that. The chat said
yeah,
it's
she's
called
a big
perspective.
fan. I mean, she's definitely a huge supporter of Nzinga. Like she put Nzinga in her women's liberation type movement. Those are her words. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand that the writer is, huh?
Is it her fault that she writes the first authorized autobiography of the lady's life?
What? No, it ain't her fault.
Yeah, that's the first authorized autobiography of her life. Meaning, like, everybody agreed that that's authentic. Y'all supposed to know that, though.
Yeah, it means that it means that her
just argue with me with that.
documentation.
That's not an argument point.
It means that her documentation is correct, yo.
Yeah.
No, it means
but we don't have to take her perspective, though.
Yeah, I read some of the critiques of her book. And one of it was like she's only using Portuguese sources. You see what I'm saying? So so you also got to take that in mind in terms of how the Portuguese write. Some things going to be skewed, some things going to be accurate, some things going to be exaggerated. You know what I'm saying? So you got to take that into account too.
I'm gonna take it into account. So let's do this. Imagine young pseudo, right? And somebody sourced me on young pseudo. This nigga here, how much love is he really gonna give me? Remember how she just embarrassed the Portuguese leaders, like the governors. Y'all know how important the governors was when they would go, to another continent and they pushing their movement, right? You know how important they was, yo. So imagine that. Imagine them giving account for this woman. They're not gonna give the favorable shit out there, yo. They gonna hate. So young pseudo gonna always hate me. But even through all that hate, it's sometimes, man, you just can't stop the shine, yo. So I think the conversation for me in this book, she shows you, all parts of her life. I don't see her I don't see her skewing talking about the slavery part, right? She wasn't one way. She didn't give you one way. She didn't. Give you one way.
Yeah, but she's an admirer, though. She's an
human,
admirer of Queen Nzinga.
Now she's human.
Right, even when she talked about
even when she talked about the priest, even when she talked about the priest, right? About the dress and the whole dressing up as a woman thing. It's kind of broken apart. So if you don't know the whole context behind it, you wouldn't know that like that was a common thing, and that was a lot of them in their court. But she did mention it.
But you was an expert with that though. So we were still waiting.
Hold on, let him finish. Let him finish. You said we're not talking over.
Yeah, you're right. My fault. So go ahead, so my fault.
Hold on.
My fault.
But it's in it's in the book, right?
What's in the book? So I'm talking about what you talked about.
Yeah, about the priest dressing up as a woman. Like I'm saying,
I know that. I know. Go to the book. Go to the page. Go to pull it up. Pull it up. So
what's the distinction?
We talking about all the shit you said. Let's see what the book said. What page?
I can bring it up right on the guy.
We can go. But
where's that? Yeah, go there. Let's see. No, let's see. Where's that?
What page?
Let's go there.
I mean,
what page? So, do you know
about the priest dressed up as a woman? Shit.
Yeah.
Hold on.
What is that? Let's see. Because you like a Baptist preacher on a Sunday.
I mean, you keep saying that, but I mean, like I said, it's in the book.
Preaching a sermon out the Bible.
It's in the book.
Go to the book. You read what?
I'll tell you what. What did it say about it? What did it say about it in the book?
I don't know. So I'm asking you read it recently. I don't know. So I don't know.
I mean, we both read it recently.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know where it's at. We can read it together.
You tell me what it says about the priest.
Man, come on, man. Come on, man. There's been a lot of said about her dressing, how she was this, that, and other.
Not her. I'm not talking about a Nzinga. I'm talking about the actual priest, not a Nzinga.
What about the priest?
I'm trying to say dressing up like a woman.
Okay. You got a problem with that?
No, but that's what I was talking about. So if you arguing about something, you argue about something different.
No, let's find it. I want to see how she put it in the book. Because you said she was slighting issues. Let's see. Said she was the woman. Do you remember where it was at though? If you don't, I get it. That's all good.
Get this. No.
Just tell me the page and I'm gonna put it on the screen for the audience.
So,
I mean, I read a couple books on the Zinga. For me, even including Chancellor's work. Chancellor just focused on the fight against the Portuguese.
Right.
Yeah, that was a great read too. I suggest everybody, if you got the auto book, listen to Chancellor Williams chapter 12. I told a few people to go ahead and listen to chapter 12, and they give you a detail of situations. Then in this book right here, I think she also does a great job of explaining indigenous slavery.
Oh yeah, I can pull that up right now.
Yeah, because you know that book and too, I've been looking more into indigenous slavery, right? Because she only like touched on it, bro.
Yeah, she only touched on it.
Yeah, I'm looking for. I got to find a little more sources, but really, what I've been reading, Chef, is kind of along the lines of what you was talking about. Remember them trade routes that was there before, and how the slaves are being moved through them trade routes probably early. They said I think they got the earliest documented slave market in Ghana, but you know they've been moving long before that. And what they were saying with that indigenous slavery, right? They were saying that a slave has more value the further the slave is moved from its location, because the further the slave is moved, the less likely the slave is to run away. So I'm saying because they don't have his kin to help, and they were saying that this is one of the factors why a slave was being moved across them same trade routes that nigga was trading like millet and all the other shit on that.
Millet, sorghum, and cola nuts.
Yeah.
Right.
I want to find another book to dig into.
You're talking about indigenous slaves, right?
Yeah.
It breaks down indigenous slavery and then breaks down what it is, and because this thing I got deals with it. I read the abstract of it. I was gonna get the sources from it, just so you can get an idea of what they're talking about. So the abstract, the paper dress.
I got an excellent idea about indigenous slavery. I'm gonna tell you, the women wouldn't like it. The black woman to cuss you out.
you know I got it on the screen though, y'all.
The black.
Looking.
Black women ain't gonna like African indigenous slavery though. Nah,
they've been abusing. I mean, you're not gonna argue that. That's what I told Chef before. When it comes to women, slavery, it's not even a topic. As far as slavery go with them women, bro.
Yeah,
we're
overlooking
a woman wouldn't like that. Crazy. In today's world, a woman wouldn't like that, yo. They wouldn't like their husband picked out for them and sold you for a husband. You wouldn't like to be the husband. You wouldn't like that. Matter of fact, I don't even like indigenous slavery at all. Right?
I don't like no slavery. What are you? Bananas. He acting like it's a slavery that is.
No, I'm just talking about. No, I'm simply talking about indigenous slavery right now. Because I don't want to compare apples with oranges like y'all like to do. I like my apples over here, my oranges over here.
I thought we didn't came to a conclusion on this, yo.
In your mind, I told you.
No. You said you said we were still at a disagreement with Nzinga, but you told me earlier that we was clear on slavery. We talked for 2 hours about it, yo. How do you get on here like what? And then it's back like to a disagreement?
Clear like what?
I don't want to disagree about it no more, yo. I thought we hashed it out. We explained from you. I took your cue on it, yo. I said, okay, let me listen to what Unc is saying, right? I went back to conversations that we had a month ago when you explained that white people, right, blanket the term slavery over all forms of servitude in the caste systems in Africa. They called it all slavery, and all of it wasn't slavery. And I said, okay, Unc, I agree with that after reading through the material. I said, now I'm talking about what we consider as slavery. When we can find those same forms in Africa, that's what we're going to equate to our understanding of slavery. So I'm not talking about those other forms that outsiders then fucked up and blanketed and called slavery.
All right, we clear. Yeah, we clear.
But you knew that though, like that's
we
crazy.
Clear. I want you to repeat it again so everybody know.
All right. So now are me and you clear? When I talk about slavery, we're talking about what we all agree to as being slavery.
And what is that that we all agree to? All right, what is it that we all agree to?
We agree that slavery is when people can be, their rights are stripped away from them, right? They're reduced to servitude and they could be sold.
All right, pull up the, you got it, the growth of slavery?
Yeah,
I'm
here. It's on the screen, yo.
All right, why can't I see it? Can't see it?
It's on the screen for the YouTube people.
All right, so
but if you got your book open, you can read right along.
I go to it real quick.
All right, hold on. Yeah, we're gonna start right there. We're gonna make some sense out of this.
Yeah, I mean, okay, you're dealing with okay, this is
stand right here, page 39.
Yeah, you're dealing with we're dealing specifically with the
page 39, the growth of slavery, the last paragraph.
Now, hold on. I want to start with my friend here. Hold on. Keep that. That's what I want to do. This is my friend right here. I can't stand this dude. I'm gonna tell you right now. My man Alfonso.
Come on.
I don't like the way
what do he got to do?
Hold on.
Going back there.
Got a lot to do. Just rock with me, Chef. Calm it down. Calm it down, man. I know your turban giving you a headache. You got to loosen up your turban a little bit.
All right, cool.
Loosen it up. Watch this. Yeah, just loosen up just a little bit. All right, hey, go to page 4, Sosa. Put the page 4 on there real quick.
So hold on. So am I about to see you about to compare? You about to read this before we read it? No. So you're gonna compare a worse African to her, so you can say she not that bad? Is that what about to happen?
No, it ain't supposed to be no slavery in Africa, right?
Yeah, but look what you about to do.
No.
Listen, just pay attention. You'll catch up.
Right. Where you at page 4? You mean what?
Hold on, wait. No. Nah, hold on. Let me get it. I want to talk about the phone. Hold on.
Page 4. Page 4.
Y'all see what he about to do, chat?
They don't know what I'm about to do.
Did I catch him, y'all? Now watch what happened.
You ain't never catch me, man. Okay, so all right, so we just want to say right here, the Congo game.
What page?
Additional power, a result of relationships.
Slow down.
As a result of relationships is king. Yeah, hold on real quick. The Congo gained additional power. As a result of the relationships its kings developed with the Portuguese. Okay? They say who first arrived in the Congo coast province around of Soho in 1483. 1491, Nzinga, a Nugu, that's the name of the king, right? And the entire leadership of the kingdom had converted to capitalism. So how long did it take them to convert to capitalism? These dudes, right, they dove in, it's about from 83 to 91, they was in full-blown Christianity mode. All right, I just wanted to put that there, right? Then I want to come to right here. Right, you don't see it? You don't see it? It's on page number. I said page 4.
You talking about the leadership of the kingdom had converted to Catholicism and implemented policy.
Yeah.
Transform. Mm-hmm. I'm in a PDF, so it says 6 on mine. And the
okay. Yeah, I just wanted to show you how fast they had blown. Like this is an example of doing too much, right? It just did too much. They went all in, and then they talking about how they sent their kids.
What paragraph, yo? What paragraph was you at?
Kind of that's my book is right under the map. It's in the introduction.
Oh, part. Yeah, the map. Yeah, the map on the other page. Yeah, it's in the introduction. I don't see the map part right there. Yeah, it's right. Yeah, it's right underneath the map. And the book is behind the map, right? But on that same page, we're gonna go down to what happened. If you scroll all the way down, but there was a tragic cost right there. You see what, man, Sosa?
Yeah, it's one of the last. It's almost the last paragraph on my PDF.
Yeah. I just wanted to show people real fast how they dove into Christianity, full blown, how they built the kingdom, and
What page
how
is it
them
on
trying to keep up with
yours,
the
Sosa?
Joneses, huh?
Sosa, what page is it on yours?
The PDF is number 6, last paragraph for the introduction.
Yeah, it's 6'2"
Page,
hymns in the book.
page 15 on my left side. You feel me? Slide 15. You feel me?
But there was a tragic cost of Alfonso's cultural engineering.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's,
Cause so there was some cultural engineering going on. Okay, all right.
Hey, chat,
Ain't
can y'all
nobody
see
forced
it?
that on them.
Hold on, to the chat, can y'all see it? I guess y'all can.
Like to tap into the mind, right, of Alfonso right now.
Okay, we on
right.
the last paragraph at the bottom, y'all.
All right, go ahead, read that.
All right, it says, but there was a tragic cost to Alfonso's cultural engineering. Alfonso had to engage both in wars of conquest and in slave trading to fund and sustain the project, as would the kings who followed him. During Alfonso's...
Hold on. So for him to keep up with the project, if y'all don't know, y'all didn't, of course, you haven't read the book, he was building more churches. He was doing more things that were politically aligned to the Portuguese. He was trying to build his empire, right? And he was building it out, right, on a Christian model. Took a lot of money to do that because he was bringing in artisans and people to do the building. This costs money, ain't nothing free. All right, nothing free. And so it was crazy. And it's like a dope dealer, right? You want to get more cars, more fancy cars, right? You want to look this way, so you sell more dope, but there's a cost to selling more dope. You're putting more people's lives at risk. You're putting the people that's work for you at risk, right? You put more dope on the streets, more people getting high at a larger level. So I'm trying to show you how this relationship spiraled out of control. Okay, but keep going.
All right. During
Alfonso's rule.
Right. I'm there. During Alfonso's rule, the number of people who were captured and brought into the kingdom
as slaves.
Hold on, I'm blowing it up for the people to see it. All right. As slaves or were condemned to slavery as a punishment for their crimes increased exponentially.
So he started doing the kangaroo court shit. You know how you need more people to be guilty, right? Because they obviously had some laws in place, okay? That criminals, we can do this to the criminals. So he just started making more people criminals. This is evident right here in this statement.
And right? That's what I think. You remember me saying that though? You remember me speaking on that?
No, we talking about we talking about Congo right now, bro. We gonna stay where we at. We're not
I think with Congo,
that's all
I'm saying. Like, remember how I talked about how regimes started, like Life with Martin and Eddie, they started increasing the crimes for slavery. So now to produce more slaves, like convict leasing. You see what I'm saying? That dynamic.
Yeah, well, he did that. Well, he definitely did that. There's no running from that. So we don't do no running around here. We call you to task. Keep going, dog.
All right.
Exponentially. I mean, God dang.
Exponentially.
Man.
The trade in slaves led to the expansion of wars to capture slaves, as well as...
Whoa. So watch this. This is what's going on, right? The trade in slaves led to the expansion of wars, right, to capture slaves. So now we see you already got an environment where we was at war with each other, but not that thick. It's this relationship we had, right? Not we, the Congo king had with the Portuguese. It started off, if you read in the beginning of the book, it started off just some trading things, right? And you know what I'm saying? And they had some slaves and they started trading with them. And the shit just started spiraling out of control. It didn't take a white man to make him do that. So we need to know that he is explicit in his behavior. There is no white man at this point. Those white people aren't more powerful than him. I just want to let y'all know this. So that game we cannot play when it comes to this guy. No white man. The kingdom was thorough.
Yeah, he wasn't invaded.
The kingdom was
he wasn't invaded to give slaves and
no, he wasn't invaded. No, we're not going to do that.
He turned into a trading.
No,
he was a trading partner with the Portuguese.
Now he was a partner. Right. We're not going to listen. We're not going to play the feeble king. This was a mighty African empire. Okay, I got to kill him, right, to get you to Queen of Zinga. I got to deal with the environment that was set. This environment is set with these guys, these dudes, these powerful men. He's a powerful man with a royal court. Matter of fact, when we looked on the map and you look at Angola, that's most people like Chef, you said, right? So you said, like, you got to know geography, right? No matter how mighty that kingdom was, it's a small spot on the Angola map. It's funny. But this guy ruled provinces, right? When you talk about Monomotapa, right? When you talk about that, right? All that's in his kingdom too. Nzinga's kingdom is in his kingdom too. He got all that. That's his, right? But look at this. Guess what he's doing? So it's starting to be a spiral effect now. You know, like it's the domino effect. So I just want to give you a domino effect, right? That occurred in 1483 when the first Portuguese arrived in Soyo, Soyo, right? Okay, where this African king in his own mind, okay, decided, right, to partner up. He must have thought the shit was cute or something. He just wanted to get money, though. So we're not blaming nobody for this one. We're not playing that, we're not doing it. To do that would be outright criminal in my mind, right? When you explicit in your behavior, we got to call it out. So we all agree on this panel, this guy, Alfonso, the super duper Christian guy, right? He's doing shit that's out of control. Can we not agree this? And it takes nobody, no white man made him do that. Right. He out white man the white man in this one. Can we disagree?
Right.
Yeah, I
the whole piece of shit.
This has implications though, right? I I like to always go to the beginning of something. Y'all know how I do. Let me take you back to the beginning. This is the first domino that has fallen, right? Then you get to the slaves increased. Watch this. Go ahead, Chef. Keep going. All right.
The trade in slaves led to the expansion of wars to capture slaves, as well as to increase slave trading and slave owning by the Congo elite and their Portuguese partners. Congo kings...
Okay, so hold on. Okay, so these slaves is prisoners of war. I want to make this point. They're prisoners of war and they're criminals. But dude, the Portuguese see you just giving them people.
They not just criminals. They said they raided. So
both y'all talking.
They started wars to go get slaves also.
No, yeah, I'm agreeing. No, I'm agreeing that. I'm just saying that. So you make prisoners of war, right? You also do slave rape, but I'm just saying, just doing all that is, so just because you put the word, I'm saying for me, just because that guy put the word prisoner of war, dude, you made him a prisoner of war to sell them.
Yeah. So you can't use it is inaccurate, right, to call them prisoners of war because you raided villages to capture slaves. And just because they fought back,
not like us.
Just because they fought back don't make them goddamn prisoner. No, you went to go get slaves. But go ahead.
Yeah, that's what we were arguing.
So keep going. So keep going. We're gonna see. We're gonna keep going. Watch this. It get better. Go ahead.
All right.
The slave trade led to expansion. Keep going.
Yeah, we got the Congo kings. We got the Congo kings allowed the Portuguese.
Yeah, the Congo kings.
No, don't skip the Congo. No, go back. I need the other sentence because we talked about the Congo elite and I cut y'all off.
Sentence always start back up at the top. Okay. The trade in slaves led to the expansion of wars. See, that's the difference right there. It says the trade in slaves led to the expansion of wars to capture slaves. So it's crazy to call those people war captives, right? Because you started those wars to go get slaves.
Yeah, they are slaves.
I'm not gonna argue that point. Yeah. Keep reading. Go.
Right.
Go ahead.
All right. The trade in slaves led to the expansion of wars to capture slaves, as well as to increase slave trading and slave owning by the Congo elite and their Portuguese partners. Congo kings,
Watch this.
Congo kings allowed the Portuguese to engage in slave trading in the kingdom.
Now stop. He allowed them.
Right.
They didn't make themselves do it.
Right.
He allowed them. That's how much power he had.
Right.
The Portuguese wasn't running up on them like that.
Right. It says
I just want to let you know how serious this king was and how powerful this kingdom was, that they rivaled the white man. See, sometimes we make Africa feeble, right? We make them feeble and have no ability to exact power moves. Whether the power moves are right or wrong or not, right? That's what we talked about. But the fact was, he was making power moves, and he didn't need the permission of the quote unquote Portuguese. He gave them permission to do this, right? So we don't want to hear about they got the devil made me do it. You know, like the devil made me do it. Like we're not gonna play the Christian. The devil made me do it. That's what we're not doing here. My heart don't allow me to say that, because he was a Christian, they made him do it. Because you got good Christians and bad Christians. Christianity don't make you enslave a person. Islam don't make you enslave a person. See, we can play this little game. What make you enslave a person is your decision to do so. And now, just because a person introduces something to you, don't mean you got to do it. That ain't the game we're going to be able to play.
Exactly. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, we ain't going to be able to play that. Like, we're going to stop that. Because then Zinga can be a Christian, right, and make it work for her, right? So then if she can be a Christian, make it work for her, then we ain't going to talk about the bad decisions made under Christianity neither. Then that's a wash right there for me. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Too. I'm with that too. Go ahead, let's go ahead clear those paragraphs. I'm with
Keep
that.
going. Yeah. All right, the Congo kings allowed what?
That's what we've been saying. You catching up.
Keep going.
this nigga preaching to us, right? Because he catching up. That's crazy.
Keep going. I'm gonna let you throw the joke in there. I've been saying from day one.
I have no disagreement. You on fire right now.
They killing it right now.
Killing it.
Yeah, only because y'all niggas think I'm agreeing with y'all crazy.
No,
keep going. I'm like, I'm a test.
No, we agree with you.
Keep reading.
No, we agree with you. We agree with you.
I know you do.
This your show.
I know, cause y'all.
Let's go.
I know y'all do. Y'all playing checkers. Keep going. Where we at? The Congo kings what allowed the Portuguese to what engage in trade?
I'm right there. Congo kings allowed the Portuguese to engage in slave trading in the kingdom, sent slaves as gifts to the Portuguese kings, and at times called on Portuguese military assistance either to deal with threats from inside the kingdom or to aid in the expansionist and slave-raiding wars that Congo rulers made against neighboring states, including Ndongo.
Yeah, so what is Ndongo? Ndongo is the state and the kingdom that broke away and formed their own thing based off of this rift they got right now. They break away. All right? And this is the world, right? Keep reading. It is during Alfonso rule. Go ahead.
All right. It was during Alfonso's rule that three distinct social groups with different life prospects emerged in the kingdom. At the top of Congo society were the king and the members of the various royal lineages, identified by their Portuguese title as Fidalgos. That would be nobles. Members of this group had residencies in the capital and made up the council of electors who chose the king and held court positions. The next group was made up of free villagers called genti. Below the free villagers were the slaves, or the escravos, captives, from wars who were held mostly by the elite, but were also found in the households of ordinary villagers.
Mm.
All right.
Mm.
Subsequent kings followed the pattern Alfonso had set. For example, Alvaro the First reigned from 1568 to 1587. The king who was ruling Congo when Nzinga was born expanded the diplomatic and political reach of Congo. He cultivated relations not only with the Portuguese and Spanish courts, but also with the Vatican.
All right. So he doing what you do when you playing a game at the highest level, right?
Yeah, he's tapping for the battle.
Yeah, he's doing what he's supposed to do. If you're gonna play the game, you play the damn game, right? And the Portuguese ain't just recognizing no nobodies. I hate to tell you, if they was just a little village, they wouldn't have recognized them like that. They recognize him as being a power in the region, right? And they recognize him as allies at that point right there. Okay. So hold on. Let me see where we at. Now let's get into what the indigenous slavery was like. Okay. It maps it out for you right in the book.
Page 39.
On page 39. Yeah, it maps it out for you. So let's just go through it. And let's just, hell, we're gonna read that and then I'm done with that.
Yeah, that's just that's not the whole of what indigenous slavery is, though. It's just
you can finish it though, but you can add whatever to, and Sean them can come back and but this is what I'm comfortable with. This is what I understand out of it. Go ahead. The growth of the slave trade.
The expansion of the slave trade, which was initiated and controlled by the Portuguese, presented a major obstacle to Mbandi, Angola's recovering power over the tributary provinces he had lost. The complex social structure that characterized Ndongo society offers insight into how the slave trade undermined Ndongo's independence. We need
it's
about to get funky at.
Huh?
It's about to get funky in the next sentence.
Yeah, but it's talking about so now we're switching, ladies and gentlemen, we're switching to another kingdom. Mm-hmm. So in one phrase, I can't say if I make the statement that Africans didn't enslave the Africans, then I gotta hold true to that. I can't switch up now, right? I gotta stay with it. So now we with a different kingdom now. So according to the Congo, right, when they would start encouraging on other territories and other provinces, right, that wasn't their people. Or they decided that they wasn't close enough to them, that they would encroach on them, right, and cause war against them. So this is one of the kingdoms that they caused war against. This is Ndongo. But go ahead, because it's about to get greasy. Keep going.
All right. We need to step back in time for a moment to understand how the trade had evolved in previous decades.
So you got to step back.
Right.
You got to step back. We need to we got to go back in time. Mm-hmm. Step y'all asses back for a minute. Step back, because right now, we too goddamn close to the situation.
No, it's talking about step back in time from the period of time that they're talking about in Nzinga's time. They saying step back.
Of course, yeah, step back.
Step back from her time. Because it was a situation. It was things that led to her situation. So,
Yeah, but I'm telling everybody else to step their ass back too. Everybody step back in time. She gonna rewind a little bit, and she gonna give you some explanation on what slavery was in her kingdom. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, let's go. Go ahead.
We need to step back in time for a moment to understand how the trade had evolved in previous decades, as elsewhere in Africa. Ndongo society was made up of both free and unfree individuals. Unfree individuals fell into two categories: Kajikos, who occupied a position similar to that of European serfs and were inherited. Wow.
So that's a so okay. What the hell is inherited?
Meaning that they could be passed down from,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, you inherit. Yeah,
it's an
like George
inheritance.
Washington, descendants receive his
Right, they had an
inheritance kids
inheritance. Like
like a
your mother
will.
that died, she left you. It was things that she could that could be bequeathed to you, post. How do you say it?
Yeah, posthumously, you know what I
Yeah,
mean, the
post
will.
posthumously. It's things that, you know what I mean. You have things that's in your possession that can be passed on to another person posthumously. That's what it meant. You got me?
So is it worse to sell it to a person or inherit it?
We ain't gonna do worse. Good. It just is what it is.
Nah, I'm asking a question. Come on, yo, get the honest
It's
answer.
the same thing.
Okay, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving.
Slavery is
It don't make a difference.
Yeah,
Let's keep it
if a
moving.
motherfucker, look, if when my master die, if he can give me to another person, even in his death, that means I'm property. That's chattel. You get that? I'm property. I can leave my house and my iPhone and my car to my daughter, or I can leave it to you, because it's mine. I own it. That shows ownership.
Yeah, I would say that the indigenous practice is uncivilized.
Huh?
I say that indigenous practice, age time, would be considered uncivilized.
Yeah, okay, I'm with you. You know what I mean? Facts.
We just get clarity.
Okay.
What it means. Go ahead.
All right,
Go ahead.
it says that the kajukus could be passed down, can be inherited, right? With the land and considered state patrimony, right? So the kingdom owned the kajukus, right? And the Mubikas, who were slaves in the traditional. Now listen to this, y'all. The Mubikas, who were slaves in the traditional sense, right? So what we understand as slavery here, they had those kind of slaves too. That was man's social point, right? So the Mubikas, who were slaves in the traditional sense, either descended from war captives, purchased in the local markets, or somehow brought into the possession of the king or a provincial or territorial leader. The status of the Kajiku.
Hold on for a minute. So you do know, yo, when they say in traditional sense, they talking about the traditional African sense, yo. That's what they talking about. At this point, it's gonna get you where you wanted to get you, but at this point, they just saying traditional sense and war captives, and either descended from war captives.
No.
Yeah, it says or purchasing local markets.
I keep reading.
All right, go ahead.
We're gonna hold that point. You saying that's not the traditional sense in what we understand as slavery. You know what I mean? Because the first Kajukus, they compared it to something. What did they compare it to? European serfdom.
Serfs.
Right? So you think that when it said the traditional sense, it's talking about an African sense or a comparison to what we understand as slavery?
Well, they said right here, they use the word either descended from war captives, purchased in the local markets, or
their
somehow brought into possession of the king.
Right.
Or the
brought at markets like we was. Like they could be brought at markets and stuff. That's what it's saying, What are you doing? What type of sorcery? Matter of fact, you read it, because this your explanation. I don't want to put my explanation over your.
It says either. You don't see the word. What does the word either mean? You don't got to.
Go ahead. You explain.
Yeah.
No, I'm asking you. Like, we're gonna work through this. Like, this is cool. As long as we ain't talking over each other, we don't and people can hear what we saying, we'll figure it out, yo. Like, we smart like that. That's all. So it says who worked slaves the Makupagas, it say who were slaves in the traditional sense. And it tell you what it said, either descended from war captives, right? Purchased in the local markets, or somehow brought into the possession of the king, or a provincial or territorial leader. So what am I messing up?
I don't know. I don't know. Is you
No, I'm
saying
at what you
is you
think.
saying
I'm
that
at so hey so what you think? So
is you saying that
it's
they're
three of
not
us.
the slaves in the traditional sense that we understand it, or you saying I'm wrong?
Judicial sense,
I'm
like
saying that.
they property.
Right. What are you saying?
So what? So then what? I'm saying that they give you a key word either.
Yeah, but they
Either,
talking about how they was acquired.
yeah, either just turned, either just
Yeah,
turned
the
how they
Okay,
got.
either
so
is
if they
on
acquire,
how
okay,
the
so
slave was acquired. Right.
okay. See how we doing it? So
Okay.
they acquired from war captives,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. It says purchased in
Markets.
local markets, or somehow, right, brought into the possession of the king,
By the
or
provincial,
a
by the
provincial
provincial leaders. Right.
or territorial.
Yeah.
Now, watch this. Here's where we can start, really opening it up. It say the status of a Kijuku was
Kajiko.
somewhat ambiguous, right? During some periods. So they saying that we know what the Kujikos were, right? That was the ones which were
That
what,
was
yo?
owned by the state.
Hold on.
Like serfs.
Yeah, they owned
Like
them.
serfs,
They
right?
was
These are the
landlords.
ones.
Yeah.
These are the ones that are above the slaves. Now you talking about now.
Right. All right.
The
Right.
Kajikos,
Right.
yeah, they got the Kajiko, the slaves at the bottom. So they're saying the Kajikos,
So
right?
watch this though. Let's say we're getting it together. Okay, was ambiguous during some periods. They could be sold as slaves, right? So we know what that means. We don't gotta cut costs, correct?
Right.
We all on the same, right? And during other periods, they could not. Right? So they 50-50. We're gonna put them in 50-50.
All right.
All right. So it says as early as 1565, Father, what's the Giovanni?
Govea.
Gino?
Yeah,
What
Father
how
D.
you say that?
Govea. Yeah, Father D. Govea
Govea?
listed slaves from among the items that Angola. I just like to go by the last name. Like I tell you, Angola means king, and then we jump to the last name. Slave among the items that Angola and Ndongo was sent to the king of Portugal. So keep going.
All right. Yeah, go ahead. In the early years, right? Cassinda's rule. We know who Cassinda is, right?
That's our brother.
Cassinda, yeah, he's a king. Well, it depends on what time period it is,
No,
but he
that's
became
what
king.
Zucco's brother.
Yeah, I said depending. But yeah, but he's also the king. But I don't know depending on what time period.
I'm saying that's Nzinga's brother, yo.
Yeah.
The category of the enslaved expanded to include those slaves who were raised from others whom their ancestors took as wars. The Kajuku.
So that was
so we can get
that
this
was
clear.
their status. Like that was how we was, right? You know what I mean? Our ancestors were slaves, right? So my great grandpa, like a nigga who was brought over here, his children and children were slaves. They was condemned to that. That's what that's saying.
Let's keep reading. It say recent captives and criminals condemned to death. All right. So we gotta get this line again. It say in the early years, Cassinda's rule, the category of the enslaved expanded, okay, to include those slaves who were raised from others whom their ancestors took in wars, recent captives, and criminals condemned to death. So if you was a criminal, your family could be enslaved too. Is this what we're getting from that?
Nah.
I don't know if they wouldn't. I don't know
Watch.
if they wouldn't say your
Read
family.
again.
No,
Go
it
ahead, you
means that
read.
they're children.
You read. Right, they children, right.
Yeah.
Because they children be enslaved.
Yeah. Yeah, like if they had offspring, slaves still had, like the slaves over here, they still had we still had children, right? And the children of the slaves that was brought here was slaves also. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? That's what it's saying.
And when I was looking into indigenous slavery to add to it, it's those second generation, the third generation that become a part, eventually come into the tribe. You see what I'm saying? Because it's that kinship shit. They've been separated from their clan and their religion for so long.
They no
they're
longer
like
foreigners.
broke.
Right.
Yeah. You see,
They
kind
speak,
of like we
they
were.
speak the
You feel me?
same
Go ahead.
language.
All right.
Right. And that, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. So all were available.
All were available for purchase at markets in Kabasa and the provinces. After observing the inner workings of the slave trade in Ndongo in the early 1580s, the Jesuit priest Balthazar Barrera concluded that nowhere else in Africa was it possible to buy them being slaves, more securely than in Angola. It was illegal, however, to sell a free person or at times a Kajiko. Slave markets were tightly monitored to verify the legality of any sale, and no effort was spared to rescue a free person illegally sold into bondage.
I love that part.
Okay. Yeah, so you
Then
couldn't.
that just showed that
like,
they
you was a
had
free
laws,
person.
that they wasn't wild, like the viewer, whatever y'all think that Africa was or how backward you thought it wasn't that.
Right, and they had that too in
had
those
systems of
Islamic
government.
the Islamic empires too kind of work the same way under Islamic law. I'm reading that. A certain way you had to treat a slave, you couldn't. There was a lot of little guidelines and shit, and they were monitored the same way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we got first-hand accounts by Ahmed Baba. He clearly tell you that they ain't pay attention to them damn rules.
And
black people was thoroughly mistreated.
And we have to believe that neither did they at times.
Yeah,
every people was going to take advantage of the laws.
They ain't gonna break the law, bro.
They're going to break it. You feel me?
Yeah.
I mean, y'all ain't gotta be
the
jumpy though. But y'all don't gotta be jumpy. Hold on.
If you think the Kajikus wasn't sold too.
Yeah, but you don't gotta be jumpy. I'm just talking about Ahmed Baba and the damn Muslims. Stop letting people off the hook. I know what I'm saying. Relax. Don't gotta be jumpy.
We trying to put everybody on the hook.
Yeah, we trying to put everybody on the hook. You the only one trying to take niggas off the hook.
Well, all right.
We trying to hang all these bitches up together. You feel me?
I know, but guess what? But we don't gotta put nobody on the hook because the record speaks for itself. We don't have to argue over shit this day. Like that's my point.
Over this. Yo, you done drunk something tonight, yo. Cause your mind is clear as hell tonight.
I'm saying we don't got to argue. I'm just not yelling. I'm not doing that no more.
We're building.
I'm saying I ain't drunk nothing. Right. I'm just rolling with what it is. Right. Okay. Now go ahead. Go ahead. The slave trade. Go ahead.
The slave trade expanded significantly.
Karimi Ali said, "Stop narrating and adding to the text." Wow. All right. Cool.
The slave trade expanded significantly. I swear to God. But that's my point about when you're looking at a text, and you still got to know history to go along with this shit. You see what I'm saying? You can't just go by just what you know what I'm saying, because you got to still have some. But anyway, look.
So what do we got to know about this? Go ahead.
They think you don't supposed to process. Hold on. So they acting like you don't supposed to process the information. What the fuck? That's what you call reading. You gotta internalize the shit. You simple motherfuckers. What the hell? Go ahead, so.
The slave trade expanded significantly after Paulo Diaz de Novas returned to Ndongo in 1575, the first year of Cassinda's reign. Large numbers of Portuguese and their African assistants came to Cabasta to sell merchandise in exchange for slaves during the wars following Diaz de Novias' return. According to the Capuchin priest, Father Gaeta, based on information gathered from interviews done nearly a century later. Keep going. Indeed, the estimated 50,000 slaves who were sent to Brazil from Angola between 1575, goddamn, 50,000 slaves in 3 years. Indeed, the estimated 50,000 slaves who were sent to Brazil from Angola between 1575 and 1578 must have come largely from the Ndongo slave trade. With every victorious battle, hundreds of thousands of Kijokos and Mobicas were transferred to Jesuits, Portuguese captives, and other favorites, along with the control of conquered territories. Many of Diaz de Nova's military campaigns against Casinda were effectively slave raiding expeditions. Moreover, as the Portuguese gained control over an increasing number of territories, the settlers formed private armies and organized their own pillaging expedition, enslaving villagers, destroying fields and leaving large swaths of land depopulated. In 1587, the Jesuits themselves had control over 9 sobas and their people in the lands that Diaz de Novas had given to them as private property. This yielded around 300 slaves per year, whom they sold to traders bound for the Americas. Keep going?
Yeah.
Between 1579 and 1592, when Casinda died, an additional 52,000 slaves had been exported from Ndongo. The slave trade proliferated during the 25-year rule of Mbande Angola as the Portuguese captured additional provinces. By 1606, Portuguese merchants were exporting between 10,000 and 13,000 slaves annually from Angola, a figure that would only increase after the Portuguese army joined forces with the Mbangala in 1607. Portuguese
They say
merchants,
by the weather merchandise expanded between 1,000 slaves annually, the figure would only increase after. Where you get the? Hold on, what am I missing right here? All right, yep. 35-year rule. The slave trade proliferated during the 25-year rule. Angola, as the Portuguese captured additional provinces. By 1660, the Portuguese merchants were exporting between 10,000 and 13,000 slaves annually from Angola. All right, so this ain't where y'all got the 13,000 numbers from, is it?
No,
that's in Zinga later on with the Dutch.
Yeah, that was
okay,
the Dutch
all right,
trade.
Keep going. All right, keep going.
No, that 13,000 in the Zinga, that was in the Dutch. That was the Dutch alliance.
I know. All right, I got you, because this ain't during her time yet. But go ahead. The Portuguese army joined forces with what? The Mbangala. We know who that is, right? I keep calling the cannibals. They ain't one that exactly. Yeah, call it. Yeah. They just would eat their enemies.
Y'all on page 41, right?
Huh?
Y'all on page 41?
Yeah, I'm on 48. I'm on the PDF. I'm 48 on the slide, and when I look at 41, the second paragraph.
Go ahead, Portuguese.
Right for the second paragraph. The Portuguese merchants headquartered in Luanda also sent an increasing number of their slaves. We ain't gonna deal with the Spanish. Increasing number of their slaves out to provinces to serve as merchants on their behalf.
Hold on, I ain't where y'all at. You said page 41?
Yeah, right before I was just finishing up. And then the next paragraph is the conflicts between Ndongo and the Portuguese.
All right, cool.
See it?
Yep.
Yeah, the conflicts between Ndongo and the Portuguese often centered on the latter use of Kijokos as slaves on their plantation or for export to the Americas. By the 1616, many of these battles could be classified as trade wars. A judicial investigation from that year pointed out that the king of Angola and other powerful sobas descended on the markets to rob, kill, and capture the people of the Portuguese, i.e. Africans who served there. Sometimes Mbande Angola and his loyal sobas targeted Africans who traded on behalf of the Portuguese. Following the attacks, the Portuguese merchants complained that the forts they had established were at risk of being attacked and destroyed. In truth, Mbande Angola's primary goal was not to destroy these Portuguese holdings, but to regain control over the Cachicos whom the Portuguese had captured. By the end of Mbande Angola's reign, his campaign against the Portuguese position amounted to little more than raids against the markets that the Portuguese had set up throughout Ndongo, giving up his claim on the Cachicos and the Mirandas, who would have signaled the demise of the kingdom. The resistance to Portuguese claims over the land and the dependence would loom large in the relationship between Mbande Angola's son, heir Ngola Mbande, and his sister Jinga. In the meantime, Mbande Angola tried a different track in his resistance to the Portuguese diplomacy.
All right, so I just wanted to set the world up, before and Zinga jump on the thing, right?
Yeah, but they pumping out slaves to the goddamn America.
Yeah, but I don't care. I said, what? I fuck with two people.
Don't say you don't care.
I fuck with Zinga's kingdom. Hold on, listen what I'm saying. Come on, man. Don't cut me off,
trying to help
man.
you. Go ahead.
Don't cut me off, man. Come on, man. I'm saying it's all a fucking olive branch here, goddammit. I'm saying we talked about how the environment was set. We talked about the African explicit partnership, right? We talked about it all the way up to Nzinga. That's what we did just now. I just wanted the audience to see the world that this sister came into. I didn't even get into the murder. The last king we just read, that's her brother, right? Remember, he ended up killing her son, sending her off to the pasture, made her sterile, her and the other sisters, then needed her, right? Needed her because he ain't know what he was doing. You can see he was out of control, right? He was done. He was getting attacked. He doing all kinds. He done. Needed her back. This is the world that sister came into. Simple as that. So, just wanted to put that on track because we hadn't actually set that. We talked about Nzinga, but we didn't talk about the world she was born into. All that from that first domino that was not over when that mighty African empire decided, right, to partner up with the Portuguese. Interesting story right there. So I don't think anybody will be fighting over that story. And we're simply talking about the kingdom of Congo and Ndongo. Are we? Is this what we're talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. So if y'all veer left and hit the guardrail and start talking about them, I'm not talking about that. I'm simply talking about this right here. Simple as that. So we got separate, independent ethnic groups, nations all over Africa, thousands of them. That's why I like to make clarity when people make the statement that Africans sold themselves. I know you don't agree with that, Chef. You say, yeah, we supposed to be able to understand that. I think as teachers and having a listening audience, that when you say that Africans sold themselves, the Christianized African Americans, the only slavery they know, they don't even understand slavery, but the only slavery they know about is the slavery in the Americas and how we was captured. So when you say the Africans sold them, they thinking that the Africans actually sold themselves. They're not recognizing that they're different nations.
I'm not going
They're
to do that.
different
I'm not going to
ethnic
do that
groups
to them.
speaking different languages. They don't get that.
I'm not going to put that on Christians and African Americans like they dumb, like they don't get what we saying. They know Africa is a big place. They know it's full of many different languages and groups of people. I think they understand exactly what we're saying. I'm not going to do that. You can play that game. You know
So
what I
let
mean?
me add on to the game. All
That
right.
people are fucking slow.
Okay.
Like
So
when we say
what you think?
Europeans enslaved Africans, like we're saying, like you, come on, yo, like nah, yo, that's.
I mean, yeah, I
Hey,
think.
Sosa, what you think? What you think, Sosa?
Yeah, I think
Go
I,
ahead.
I think that's what it is. I think people understand, like that.
Okay.
That whole argument is a nuanced argument. I remember when it started happening. Like before, it was nothing. It was not. There was no issue with that until it became highlighted that Africans were involved in the slave trade.
No, you made that up, Sosa.
No, I'm just
You
saying.
made that
Listen,
up just now.
for a long part of the community, the elephant in the room, what people never talked about was the African involvement. It would always be like Muslims. It would never really detail how intricate the role of the African was. It was always they came in there with guns and forced niggas to lay down. You know what I'm saying? That was your shit. You used to be in that shit too. They came in there with guns and laid everybody down. You know what I'm saying?
No, it
But then
didn't, nigga. I read The Destruction of Black Civilization, yo.
yeah,
Don't play. Don't
don't
mess it
make me
up. Don't
look.
fuck it up. Yeah,
I
go
go to
do
the
it.
real black. I go to real black
Go
atheist
grab
show
it.
before there was
Go
pseudo killers.
grab
We
that.
argue about this
Yeah,
shit. We argue like
go
a mother.
grab that. I
And
know,
I
but go
told the
get that
guns
though.
one shit. All right.
But go get that.
All right. I'll be petty. Make me Petty Murphy now.
Yeah, you need to be because I'm a petty ass nigga, yo.
All
Shit,
right,
you
Petty
believe
Murphy.
that.
Man.
Nigga,
Make me
you know
Petty
I'm
Murphy.
I'm shit. I'm super
But
petty, nigga. I
yeah,
go
man,
get
I
it.
think people understand when I say European slave under Europeans, niggas know I ain't talking about goddamn. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
it wouldn't even make sense to slave. Like,
Oh, really?
it's not to say that some. I'm
They
talking
do
about.
that to
I'm talking
save
about in
Africa,
general.
yo. They
I'm
try to
talking about in
slow us
general.
down, yo.
Yeah, because sometimes those criminals are going to be people from your own tribe, of course, right? That commit a crime. But I'm talking about overall. See what I'm saying? I don't take the little bit I know and make it so, right? I understand that, yeah, it's gonna be a few, you know what I'm saying? A nigga gonna snake his relatives and shit like that, but I don't include that into the conversation. I go, nah. You know what I'm saying? Overall, that's not what's gonna happen. It's gonna be outsiders. You see what I'm saying? Because otherwise you would deplete your nation if you didn't. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have your own nation. If not, shit, you'd be fighting with a bunch of foreigners. You feel me? So yeah.
Okay. So those same people, do you think they understand that fruits and vegetables don't cause an immune response?
That's different. Now you talk about science, nigga.
No, whoa, hold on, bro. I'm saying I think you're underestimating
No, overestimating.
people's command. Nope, you're underestimating people's lack of command of subject matter. And I'm telling you that a Christian, African Americans will tell you when you say, I've heard it all the time, and you've heard it. When you make the statement, well, you know, I'm not a Christian, right? Not a Christian, because European Christians came in and enslaved, right? African people, right? They say, yeah, but you know the Africans sold their people, right? They say that. Africans sold that. You say, whoa, no. Let's clarify that. So you're trying to tell me that they actually know that they're using it to make it seem like that the religion they was practicing was backwards, and the religion caused them to enslave their own people, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, y'all can't all of a sudden act like that ain't what it be. I can't believe y'all really think people think that.
Let's just say some might and some don't. Like, we ain't got to be stuck on
it. Now you went. Now it's not that we stuck on it. That I can't believe that y'all so far ahead, but y'all don't realize that as teachers, right? You got to bring people up to speed. Like you couldn't tell a person there is no race. You couldn't tell an average person that, wait a minute, bro, there's no race. And by the way, in the 1400s, right, those indigenous people weren't known as Africans. And they didn't know they was on the continent of Africa.
I got it.
They don't process that, bro.
I got it. They do, though. How many times we got to have this conversation live and say it?
We got to have the conversation live when you act like people know what y'all saying when y'all say it.
Every time we've done this conversation, I'm talking about even before there was a Sula killers, niggas was doing the same shit and clarifying. We've been doing this shit on Garfield Dagger Squad, nigga. Like these are the same niggas from the Dagger Squad. These are the same niggas.
Whatever you saying, whatever you think it is.
I'm just saying.
We're talking about shows will be downloaded. Listen, shows will be downloaded, and thousands of people will watch it.
Okay, but you already cleared it. You cleared it up, right?
But you
the context in it, so now we know. You feel me? We ain't got
to
argue with
okay. So we not, but it seems like y'all Sheffrin in this infinite wisdom.
He just said he think niggas get it. If you know what I mean.
Right.
But even the niggas that didn't get it, he clarified it though. You see what I'm saying?
I think the brothers and sisters get it when you tell them. I don't suppose that they know it already.
All right.
I think we got a pretty smart audience, and we always say
we ain't speaking first. We ain't speaking though. We ain't saying hi.
How everybody doing? So y'all been on for 2 hours, man?
Hell no.
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no. Yeah, see, we have. Wow, time be flying. We got 30 more minutes of this shit, then we cutting it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I ain't got 30 minutes left. Hey, Corey, you take us home, Corey.
So y'all went on for 2 hours, and I ain't know y'all was on first, bro. But man, I had, it seems like y'all working things, and we kind of narrowing down to where the issues is at, which is all cool. But I just don't feel comfortable. And I apologize though, bro. And I came in at the end of that, so
yeah,
feel free.
You about to mess it up. Yeah, you about to fuck it up. You about to turn it into a war, yo.
No, I'm not. I'm
Go
just
ahead, Corey.
just
Do
feel
your
free
thing,
to
Corey, because I know I'm
know.
with you.
Yeah, yo, we on the same page right now. You about to You about to turn the table over like Jesus Christ did in the thing. Watch.
Let him.
I'm a prophet.
No, it's just a simple question though. It made me feel actually uncomfortable when you mentioned the fact that these people wouldn't have. I don't know if you were saying this or not, so just correct me. These people wouldn't have made certain decisions, or decisions was made based upon their religious practice.
Yeah, I said because you're a Christian don't make you go kill a person, and because you're a Christian don't make you go save a person.
Okay.
Because you're a Christian don't mean you all of a sudden take in slaves, because that's a good Christian thing to do, right? I'm just saying that it's a cultural container, and there's different aspects of the culture that's brought in with Christianity, believing in Jesus Christ, okay, like slave trade, like this, like that. But the individual themselves has the inalienable right to make a choice on their own. You can't say the devil made me do it, yo. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I'm with that too. But also, I want to point out it just don't make sense that it would even take Christianity, like like they didn't have their own cultural containers or cultural practices, which would give one some justification to sell another human being, or to deal in otherwise less moral activity than we would like to, right? It's always
we agree to that, though.
It's always a system to justify that, right?
Yeah, we agree to that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I
we didn't go
appreciate
against that. Yeah, I didn't go against that at all.
Yeah, it would never take a white boy. Right.
No.
It would never take a white boy to come up with ideas. You know what I'm saying? Like ideas are human being things, right? So like it's a lot of excuse making is what I'm hearing. It just makes me uncomfortable.
You talk about what you was last night.
Yeah. And then
I saw you in the chat. I saw you in the chat.
Yeah, I was in the chat. Yep. And then
over on the Mossy. Go ahead.
Yeah. I listened to a different one, I think, because I hadn't heard this one. And when you're riding in the truck, YouTube take you to the next video, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they did it this one last night or if this one was, a while ago, or I don't know. I don't know when they did this other video, but Sean was, saying in the video, like, he was making excuses for human beings selling other human beings. And he talked about how you have to put in nuance because people would be in certain situations, right? And he's saying, even, and these is his word, he's saying even before European influence or whatever, he's saying that a family may have come into a situation where they may have to sell one of their nieces or nephews, right? And, they go ahead and they go down to the neighbor's house or whoever. I don't know who they were selling the niece or nephew to, which is almost unimaginable to me. But
most part of the state or debt that we're talking about, like pawning.
Yeah, they had owed a debt. He said they owed a debt. So or they had came into hardship. You know what I'm saying? Basically, I'm not using his words verbatim, but this is basically what he's saying. They either have a debt to pay, or somehow they've come over hardship. So the uncle goes ahead and takes the niece down, and he sell her off, right? He get a chicken and a goat, is what Sean said, and they start, to do good off the chicken and the goat. They have more chickens, and the goat gives them milk or whatever the goats do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a goat specialist or nothing. But so then he says once they get their money together, the goat done made them enough milk where they can sell some milk and get their paper together, right? They want to go back and get niece back. And he says, but sometimes they go back and get niece back and they had sold niece, right? So, and it's like, if that ain't what we was talking about, I don't understand. Because, like, what part about that is not slavery? Is it because a white boy didn't do it? Is it because she didn't get on a boat and come to America? I'm trying to figure out, why does that not constitute as slavery? And what's the nuance that I'm missing there that justifies that situation? Is it that they needed a goat and they was hungry? And so selling niece is the moral thing to do, so we can excuse that? Even if it ain't the moral thing to do, right? We can't look at it like it's immoral with our 2021 lens here, right? We're trying to project our morality onto someone that was lived pre-Bronze Age or during the Bronze Age or something like that. You know what I'm saying? This is basically the excusing that I'm hearing, right? And one right, it depends on the time period. What's moral or what's right, and then I'm hearing also, right and wrong is subjective, right? So it's a lot of excuse making, right? It's a lot of excuse making to justify the sale of one human being by another human being. There's no context. I'm going to ask a question. It don't even need to be answered. In what context is it okay? And in what time period is it okay to sell your daughter? In what context is it okay to have sold your daughter, right? Your brother, because he actually, no, your brother sold your daughter, because he talked about the uncle selling the niece, right? So I'm trying to figure out, on what day, like what date does it have to be for your brother to come back home and tell you, yo, bro, I sold your daughter. It was cool because I planned on going to get her back, right? I planned on going to buy her back. But when I went to go buy her back, they had sold her ass. Like, what context am I missing here? I'm really not understanding. And now, because I listened, right? Because they said we some dumb niggas who can't even fucking listen, right? And shouts out to the Mossy Clan. Go ahead and subscribe to the Mossy Clan if you want to fall in love with your subject matter. That's coming from me. That's what they do over there. They say they like to fall in love with the subject matter. See, over here on the pseudo killers, right? Ain't no goddamn love. When Sheffrin fuck up, I'm gonna say, Sheffrin, you lying like a motherfucker, man. You fucked up right there, bro. That's some bullshit, man. That's what we do over here. We don't fall. Shefford ain't gonna be mad and say, well, Concrete, you ain't understanding. God, we gonna have a discussion about it. You know what I'm saying? And he gonna say, you know what, right? I was wrong about that. So that's what we do over here. You know what I'm saying? We don't fall in love with a subject matter. You know what I'm saying? We don't fall in love with the information because the information could change. I ain't read everything Sosa read. I had no idea of half the shit that Sosa was talking about when he talked about the Queen and Zinga thing and all. Like, he educated people. It wasn't the way they do it at Cambridge University, right? Or not even the Kofi Pie side research team. We don't do it like that over here. But I can guarantee you, when you come over here, you're gonna enjoy yourself. You're gonna hear some good shit talking, and you're gonna learn something in the midst of it, right? We don't lecture. There's no lectures over here. Sometimes I might go on a rant for about 5 or 10 minutes or whatever, but it's all good. That's not what you have to look forward to every time over here. It's different flavors and different ways to do things. But I'm just still trying to figure out though, right? And I'm just about done. Anybody on the panel can answer. Anybody in the audience can answer.
Sure, let on back in. Go ahead.
Y'all really want his crazy
you can email me if you want. If you're in the audience and you just want to personally email me and say, yo, because next time I'm gonna read them, right? At concretecorey at gmail.com. Give me a context. Anybody listening, anybody from the Mossy clan, anybody from the Amin Ra squad, anybody on this panel right now, find a context where it's okay for your brother to go and sell your daughter. And then let him come back and tell you, bro, I'm not enslaving her. Why would you tell me I'm enslaving her, brother? What I did was I sold her for a goat. And my intention was to go buy her. My intention was to go buy, purchase her back. But you know what, Sheffrin? If I sell you a bag of weed, Sheffrin, ain't no way when I come back, when I done ran out of mine, and I come back, I say, yo, let me buy back that weed I sold you. You say, yo, I smoked half of it and sold it to cuz down the street. Can I be mad at you for that? I can't be mad at you for that.
It was mine.
Like,
you sold it to me.
It was yours once I sold it to you.
So when they rape your daughter 20 times and fuck.
You have ownership.
And that
once I've
speaks to
sold
the
it to you, you have ownership of it, right, Sheffrin?
Right. It speaks to the undeniable dynamic, bro. Like
let me throw this in here, yo, real quick. I'm going to page 245. Come to page 245. And so I like to put stuff in real time and actually go to the cultural context. So everybody listen, you do know you can't put that charge on all African nations.
Oh,
you can't put that charge on the majority of African nations. No, we're not cutting it up.
I can't even let you do it. I can't let you do it.
Corey,
because it's convoluting what I said.
Corey, it's not. No, what you say.
What I said.
Yeah, but what you say don't stand with every African nation.
He never said it did.
Okay, so I'm making clarity of it.
Have
so
I ever? If it
so
ain't
you
clear,
saying he wasn't clear?
I just want to put it there.
If
so I'm
it's
just putting
a
it
person,
there.
I just want to say this. if it
Oh, I
is
want to
a
read this. I didn't
person,
mean to tick you up. Let me just read
no,
this.
no, no,
Hold
no,
on.
no.
'Cause
I
I
You
got
got
said
to
you
say
adding
3 more
clarity
words.
like what he said wasn't clear.
3 words.
Yeah, just
If
tell me where you
it
at, Uncle.
is,
So I
if
can
Man,
get
if
all right.
there is a person in the audience who was not crystal clear of what the fuck I said, unsubscribe and don't ever come the fuck back. Period.
All right, let me read this. We got you. Page
you.
245. Page 245 of the Destruction Black Civilization.
Oh, you another. Go ahead.
Hold on, let me
It
pull
say
it
no
up. Let me
things
pull
will-
it up for the audience.
No, I
Yeah.
gotta hurry up and get this off because I'm gonna get off here, y'all. I gotta get the bed early.
Yo, you about to bum
Can't
rush
do
us
it.
with something, yo. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, y'all stop hating. Sound like y'all smell hate. Hey, I can smell it floating all around. I can
No,
see
we
it.
want to be able to read along because we don't. You just jumped into something.
I ain't jumped into nothing.
Go ahead.
No, I didn't.
Baptist
It say now things were changing rapidly, and the people were becoming sharply aware that they were being hemmed in from all directions. To begin with, the Arabs were spreading out and penetrating, forming forbidding borders of black states. They could be
What people is he talking about, though?
Man, god
Okay,
damn, y'all niggas
because he
is
said the
making this
people.
hard right
I
now.
just
Come on, yo.
kind of general, but go ahead.
Don't worry about it. Just you gonna get it in a minute. It said they could therefore enter black territories from which whites were borrowed. It said these black Arabs, many were unmixed, confused African leaders elsewhere, increased the tensions and tribal wars amongst them.
Hold on. What
And
did they
helped
call those
mightily
people? What did
in
they call those
destroying.
people?
Come on, yo. If y'all
I'm
cut me off one
asking,
more
yo.
time,
You just
I'm getting
read.
off this motherfucker.
You running. You reading fast.
He said black. He say black Arabs, man.
Okay. All right. Go
Niggas
ahead.
with darker skin, but was Arabs.
Why was they Arabs?
Damn.
Why was they
God
Arabs, huh?
Man. All right, I'm gone. Y'all ain't doing this shit, man. This shit retarded, yo.
No,
I'm trying to be a gentleman. I'm trying to just read it because that's not the point why I'm reading. Let me fucking finish, and then we can keep going. Because now you start to get me yelling and screaming. I'm trying to chill and just be
but
smooth
we
with it.
don't
If you let
understand
me
what
do
you're
it, that's what we finish
saying.
with. I don't give a fuck if they understand or not. You're gonna understand when I'm finished. I'm not trying to make you understand. I'm just trying to read the paragraph, bro. Let me read the paragraph. If you got a problem with it, we can go back with
We
it.
don't
I'm
have no
trying to get you
problem,
a
but you're
vital
speaking.
point.
You're
Because you're trying to do it on purpose. Now I'm thinking you do this shit on purpose, dog. Because I'm just trying to read it, dude. You do this shit on purpose.
All right, go ahead, bro.
Yeah.
He jumped off.
Oh, he laughed. So
Yo,
that's
I
what I'm
was
saying though. Like
asking,
the only reason why I interrupted though, Sheffrin, right, is because I'm asking a question about whether someone can give me a time period or a cultural container where it's all good, like where we wouldn't refer to it as slavery if somebody sold your daughter, right? He's well, I just want to come in and clarify and read Chancellor Williams. Or who is he reading?
Chancellor Williams.
So it's like, so
Socialist
you're gonna
man.
show me, I'm wondering, like, is he gonna show me where
It's justified.
yeah,
Or
is it it's justified, or you wouldn't call that slavery? So then he goes on to read, and it's like, yo, you know, he reads a paragraph that's generalizing his whole situation. Whatever he was talking about, it was using only general words like African and white man and
that's
black
why I
man.
like Chancellor Williams' work, because it'd be like he came to these black states, and then the white person was, and then the black, and then the black. I was like, what the, you know what I'm saying?
Chancellor
cool
is a
back in the
master
day,
teacher.
but now it's like it's just so outdated. Yeah,
we can't be general. We, you know, if we say black or white,
we can't say African. We can't say African. If we say African, we wrong. But Chancellor can do it all up and down his motherfucking work. Like,
I couldn't figure out where he was talking about. I couldn't figure out what area he was in.
Right. That's why I was asking him. Like, And he
Like Black
blew
Arabs?
off the handle.
Yeah, he's like Black Arabs. I'm like, okay, we talking about Muslim. Like, I'm like, where we at? Like, I don't know where we at. What time
I don't
period
even know
we
where
in?
we at. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying? He
it's
went to talking
black.
about. I thought he was up in East Africa somewhere, Northeast Africa. He talking about black Arabs or whatever. I mean, like, where would
Black
they
Arabs.
be at?
Yeah, because I was fucked up. I didn't know where he was at with it.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I mean, he switched the whole conversation and then just want to let everybody know that that was not everybody in Africa. The thing is, I did not even come up with that situation, right? The scenario. I didn't even come up with it. I was talking about something I heard Sean talking about. The scenario came from Sean.
Yeah, he's told that story before. I've heard him tell that story. Yeah, he came back.
The thing is, like, it's not like I'm making shit up or something. Like, I'm not, like, bro, that would be you done sold my motherfucking daughter, bro. That's slavery to me. That's slavery to me, bro. Selling human beings is what slavers do. What do slavers What do slavers do, Sosa?
They deal in the business of slaves.
They buy and sell slaves.
Buy,
right?
sell, capture, whatever part of the process, or say you participate in one of those processes in with slavery, whether you own them, whether you sell them or you capture them. If you do any of those three things, you're a slaver.
Right.
Hey,
we're not saying all Africa did it. We're not saying every single person. We'll get a context. We're not saying that everybody on the continent of Africa did this. We're not saying every single person on the continent did this. We're saying that this happened in some tribes.
You gotta make that statement. Sosa, I don't even understand. Help me, Sosa. Understand why you had to make that last statement though. Like, make sense out of that.
We know, I'm saying folks ain't gonna get it, man. So
they're not gonna understand it unless you say that. Like, I just don't like. I gotta say. So when I say Sheffrin, man, I'm the biggest Bears fan. Do I mean there is no one on the planet a bigger Bears fan than me? No, man. I don't mean that. I don't have to qualify it and say, Sosa, I'm the biggest Bears fan, but I don't really mean it like that. What I mean is I'm just a really great Bears fan. There may be a bigger Bears fan than me. You know what I'm saying? Like, do I really have to qualify that every single time, bro? Like, is that the place we are already? Like, we in the back. But Chef,
and you know, on this show, how many times we say, like, we always say, listen, we never speak in absolute. Science don't deal with absolute. It could be 99.9999. Right?
That's what
these
people do. That's
right.
what really.
But every time we speak, we're not speaking in absolutes. That's so anybody listening understand that we never speak in absolutes, bro. You know what I'm saying? So we say African soul, other Africans, we're not speaking absolutely, bro. You know what I mean?
So Sheffrin, two things though, right? Mm-hmm. I got a Jewish homeboy, right? I used to do some modeling and shit, right? And when I was in school, I used to model for these billboards, and he used to do it too. And for LS Airs, they had Macy's used to be LS Airs, at least here in Indiana. I don't know how they did work.
Cause I ain't never heard that shit in my life, but go ahead.
Yeah, so it was LS Airs, but they had a catalog, right? And I used to do like modeling for the clothing there. You know what I'm saying? For the teens and the youth part of the magazine or whatever, for the catalog. Yeah. And this Jewish kid did it too. He was a part of it too. And as we grew up, we stayed in contact. I still got his number, and we still talk every now and then, not very often, just around like holidays and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? We'll call each other up, whatever. But like he was always, the thing is, like, ever since I known him, he was always Jewish, right? He was born Jewish, right? But as we got older, he didn't believe in that. So what he is a more of a cultural Jewish guy as an adult, and as a older teenager. It was more cultural to him. He didn't believe in Judaism, right? Like in the Old Testament, or whatever you want to call it, the Tanakh. Or, I'm not a biblical guy, so I might be fucking that up. But like even today, he don't believe that. I would go as far to say as he was atheistic in his beliefs, right? But it don't make him not be able to honor his culture, right? Or participate in his culture the way he was raised, right? He was raised a Jewish boy. And that goes the same with my man's Sheffrin, right? I understand you can be a cultural Muslim, and there's no problem with that, right? It's no problem with somebody to be a cultural Jewish person, right? So, like, I hear people, well, Sheffrin is a Islamic apologist or something. Like, I'm just like, Sheffrin don't believe a word of that shit, bro.
Right.
That's his culture. That's what his family do. That's his family, man. I just happen to be, and most of the rest of us just happen to be culturally Christians, right? If the way we dress and the way we act are Christianized, right? And so people may have a some type of cross, or you know, it's nothing wrong with nobody wearing a Jesus piece, right? And but not really believe in Christianity, right? That's cool. You can wear a Jesus piece and you can be atheist, but it's a Jesus piece or it's a cross. But this is America, and this is where you've been raised. This is your culture, right? But my man's Chef wear his fly guy turban shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, now he's a Muslim apologist, right? Shit's crazy, man. Shit's nuts, right?
Right. We let other people.
I still say things like, "Oh my God," and "Lord Jesus,"
right.
and "God help him." You know what I'm saying? Like, I still say those things, bro. That don't mean I believe a word of that shit, though. So just to put that out there, right? But Sheffrin, we had a very, very interesting conversation last night, and it stuck with me, and it just made too much simple sense to me. We talked about how the police department, right, or task force, the drug force and shit, right? They may come down to the hood and set up a surveillance operation where they watching this certain dude or this certain group of people, right? And they selling drugs, and they know the people who are going to get the drugs, right? They know the people who are buying the drugs. And so they sit there and they watch, right? They watch all these people go in and out of this house or in and out of this spot, and they buying the drugs, right? Most of the time, and we talked about most of the time, well, I'll say a lot of the time. I'm not gonna say most of the time. A lot of the time, they won't even bother to ever arrest the person who's purchasing the drugs, the dope head, right? A lot of the times they don't even bother to arrest them, right? They'll sit up and watch you sell them a bag of dope and let them walk off. After they done seen you and where you put your stash at, they're coming to kick your dough in and coming to get you, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to find the guy that you sold the 20 rock to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time they don't do that, right?
That's a fact.
And so
Or
the guy,
they could grab yo, right? And say, yo, tell me who you got this from and we'll let you go. Yeah, man.
Shit like that. Or sometimes this is what they do. This is what they do around here, Sheffrin. They snatch his ass up, give him a nice $50 bill, write the serial number down there, take a picture off of it, and tell him, yo, go buy you another 50 rock.
And when they come grab the dude up, if you got that 50 in your pocket, they know you sold.
Yeah.
But they'll let the thing go.
So the criminal here, the criminal, Sheffrin, is the person who was selling that stuff. What? Are you walking with me, Sosa?
Yeah.
Damn.
The criminal, the person who committed the crime is the motherfucker who sold the drug.
That's like if I buy a hot TV from goddamn Best Buy, right? They want to know, yo, who stole that? Like, we know this hot. Where did you get it from? Who sold it to you? Who in here working? Who working that back room? Gave you this, the storeroom, gave you this motherfucking TV. That's what they want to know. That's the fucked up.
You
that's
ain't
the
going to
motherfucker
jail
right there. Yo, that's an excellent point. That's and we are excusing, right, or making excuses for the motherfuckers that sold us. God damn. Yo, that's an excellent analogy, yo. And if y'all niggas don't feel that, yo, like,
we gotta read Chancellor Williams or Sheikh at the Diop's. After we say that, we gotta make sure we read a Sheikh at the Diop book or a paragraph out of that so that the audience can get a context. This is,
I hate when they,
how they degrade our audience. Like, I'm sorry, audience, y'all ain't that stupid. It's no way Sean, Unc, Chavis, whatever nigga you go get, is no way that they can convince me or try to they not convincing me that y'all that stupid, bro. That's Sean and them is telling our audience, yo, y'all too stupid to listen to them niggas. Them niggas is talking over y'all head. They're not giving y'all the context. We always say, bro, don't listen to what the fuck we saying. Go check it. Go check. We're not the experts. We're telling you we sending you to the experts, bro. And you don't even, like, I know what I said was not, I didn't give any sources for that. You know, I know they like to abuse Unc and the pseudo killers. They try to use that against us. You know, Unc and the pseudo killers. We say, go get that, right? So when I tell you who the criminal is in that situation, they might say, well, go get a source on that. It's like, shut up, dude. Shut up.
Yeah, I be wanting to just if I'm wrong, go get the source and just show me I'm wrong, and I'm good with that. You know what I'm saying? Because when I be having a conversation, whether it's Uncle or not, or Uncle say something, I'll tell him, look, you're wrong, it says this, and then we go to it. You see what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna just say, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna just doubt what he's saying because you ain't got no source. Either I'm gonna look it up myself, or, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be like, oh, I know that's incorrect. Let's go look at it. You know what I'm saying? That we can go and then we're gonna settle it. See what I'm saying? And I even told him that, bro. I said, if I said something incorrect, show it to me, bro. If I'm wrong, I'll take that. I'll stand corrected, bro.
Let me read this, y'all. Unc wanted me to read this. This was, he was trying to read. Let me switch this. Publish. Y'all probably can't see it.
They know I got a pet peeve with goddamn Chancellor Wig. I be like, man, why we still got to go to Chancellor? But go ahead.
All right.
I just don't understand.
This Unc source, this is Chancellor Williams from the destruction of black civilizations. This is chapter 10, White Devils from the West. All right. Let me highlight this.
For the chapter, White Devils. Let's get it.
White Devils from the West. Okay. Chad, I hope y'all see this. I know y'all do. All right, here we go. Now, things were changing rapidly, and the people were becoming sharply aware that they were being hemmed in from all directions. To begin with, the herbs were spreading out and penetrating formerly forbidden borders of black states. They could therefore enter black territory from which whites were barred. These black herbs, many were unmixed, confused African leaders everywhere, increased the tensions and tribal wars among them, and helped mightily in destroying the independence of African states. Having discussed this in connection with the fall of the Masi states and elsewhere, my return to the same subject again is to keep a focus on the racist self-imposed chains as well as on those imposed by the whites. A further reason is that blacks themselves do not like to discuss these internal handicaps at all, not even among themselves. We prefer to pretend that certain things do not exist. This fact in itself is a weakness that strengthens the white power position over the blacks. All right, now I will say, Unc, I like this. If you're saying that you agree with us for having this conversation, because Chancellor Williams is saying that we don't take responsibility, right, for our role in our own destruction. He's saying that blacks usually shy away from this discussion. Basically saying, yo, we played a major part in the shit. Now, if that's your point, I totally agree.
I don't think I say it too easy.
No. Listen to what it's saying, Sosa.
And it's saying that a little bit. That's what I was getting out of it.
I just don't think. I just don't think it's just that easy like that, Chef.
I don't think he was getting. For some reason, I swear, Sosa, I'm with you. I don't think that's where Unc was going with that. But I want to say too, also for the mods, right, and the mods in the chat, ain't no disrespect for brother Unc. So like, be on top of that, mods. Like don't get it fucked up when we on here having these discussions. Me, Unc, Sheffrin, Kent, Van, so we gonna argue for the rest of our life, bro. We're gonna argue, we're gonna cuss each other out, we're gonna talk loud, all that shit for the rest of our goddamn life. But don't get it fucked up. These my motherfuckers. Right? Period, point blank. I just want the audience in the chat to understand that, right? We done argued and cussed each other out for 3 days before we go live. Like three days straight before any of y'all hear any of this. We done cussed each other to death already, right?
Hey, it's good to see that too, Corey. I look at the chat one day, right? And the chat was like, yo, the pseudo killer's gonna break the pseudo killers up. I'm like, hey.
Don't get it fucked up. Like, y'all ain't even like, y'all think y'all done heard so like cuss each other out. Like it ain't, y'all ain't heard nothing yet. Like it's soft talk online, right? But I just wanted to let y'all know that, you know what I'm saying? Don't get that fucked up. Like
we just talk about information. We ain't talking about a nigga character or your looks. Or, you know what I'm saying? We just talk about, man, you crazy as hell if you think a lot of that shit. Oh, you cut me off, nigga. Let me finish. Don't cut me.
Corey, you done smoked too much weed.
I know. I'm gonna go on mute, man. I'm on mute, bro.
This nigga done jumped off again.
I think something was wrong with his connection or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Knock it off, Corey. Knock it off.
Knock it off.
I hate the fact that some people get upset at the mere fact that we even discuss it.
And that's it. Like we don't belong discussing Africa.
Yeah, how dare you even talk about it?
Right.
Why would you even? You know what I'm saying? It's like what? And then on top of that, how could you question it? Who are you to question? You know what I'm saying? That shit right there drives me crazy.
How many Chancellor Williams books you read? That's the qualification, or that's the criteria that you got to meet, right? Or anything you talk about, we have to be able to source it out of one of four scholars or so-called scholars material, writing material. Like we got to be able to source it out of that in order to qualify in this community. So, because if it ain't come from Sheikh Anta Diop's, Chancellor Williams, Dr. Ben, or Ivan Van Sertima, I'm not saying like some of these people, like they never said anything good or nothing like that, right? Or they didn't do any good work or whatever. But why come it's only credible if one of four people had something to say about it? That shit is batshit crazy to me, right? It's 2021. What year was it when Sheikh Anta Diop wrote the
70s
From Civilization to Barbarism? Didn't he wrote Civilization
that
to
shit was
Barbarism?
like the 70s, yo.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Like, that's a classic one. Okay, fine. That's something to have on the shelf. You know what I'm saying? But like, we can't.
For our generation, but really for the newer generation, you're supposed to have the newer scholar of your day with the updated information.
Yes. Yeah. No doubt.
I don't want my daughter to read Dr. Ben. No disrespect, Dr. Ben. I want her to start. She 11. I want her to at least start with that 2015. Somewhere when at least start with
Start
DNA.
out with Neil deGrasse. Like, why can't we start out with Neil and the boys and shit?
Yeah,
you know,
we start with it, map the genome.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We can at least be with the genetics and shit. You know what I'm saying?
At least that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
all right, so Unc was saying that Chancellor Williams backs us in our conversation.
Oh shit!
Basically saying that the conversation must be had. That's what Chancellor was saying. Like, so for everybody who's saying, that or putting the presumption that we don't supposed to be having this conversation or we unqualified or anything like that, he's saying that that's the issue, right? That black people are afraid to have this conversation. Like, we gotta have it on all levels, right? Now, if y'all feel like y'all have the top-notch scholarship on it, then we definitely listening to y'all. Go ahead, build. But that ain't gonna stop us from having our conversation on our level also. Like, what the hell? Like, we now, if y'all can clear up shit that we say or disagree with stuff that we say and back up what y'all say, then go ahead and do that. But we're going to have our conversation, period. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. And I think we do a hell of a job. You know what I mean? I don't think y'all said nothing that knocked us out the fucking ballpark yet.
They ain't really say anything that we didn't say.
Exactly.
Because we went over the text. Unc was reading the text with, you know what I'm saying, going back. We was in a Wikipedia. The shit that's in a Wikipedia is in the text because Wikipedia is a source in the book. You know what I mean? Like everything that was in a Wikipedia was in a book. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much.
Well, we didn't watch the video. We didn't watch that lady's lecture. What's the lady's name?
Hey, but me, I watched it, but yeah. I watched it. Matter of fact, Unc saw a different one than I did. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But we both saw the lecture. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I saw a little bit of it, that lecture, like, but I didn't see like nothing significant. It was like a couple. I didn't watch all of it, so, but I didn't hear anything significant that would be like, oh, okay. I didn't hear I didn't realize that context. Like I didn't hear anything that would make me say that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And she started off by saying, like, listen, she says, this is like, I'm gonna paraphrase a little bit. She says, Njinga is a royalist, right? This is her words. She said, okay, so don't look at this like this is a regular uprising. You know what I'm saying? Like she's like basically saying like she is vying for the throne. Like these are not like your Denmark VZ regular uprising. This is like royal people who are trying to run a kingdom and control the kingdom. And she's like, yo, sometimes you gotta, if you ever been a politician, you gotta lie, cheat, steal. You know what I'm saying? She said, if you ain't got the stomach for it, don't get in politics. So she's talking like this to let you know, like, yo, she gonna do whatever it takes. If it means nigga cutting nigga neck off or killing the baby, nigga, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. So I'm saying there ain't no limit to what she gonna do to get power. Mm-hmm. So you're supposed to have that context also when you read it. So you don't make it see, right? So you don't make her out to be something that she wasn't. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Some regular Joe Schmo who rose up out the dirt. You know what I'm saying?
Or somebody who was looking out for human rights. She
was
a vying for power, meaning her whole thing was vying for power, right? So that's just what she was. You know what I mean? Now, anything that she had to do to gain power, she would do, whether it was capturing slaves and selling them at times or freeing them, whatever
fit the situation.
Yeah, whatever fit the situation, that's what she became, right? That's all that is. Like, but they try to make it seem like, she possessed heroic qualities as a humanist. No, she definitely wasn't a humanist. That's I'm not putting her, and I put the humanist right above all. That's just me.
That's where I'm at with it, Chef.
But she was a great general, great tactician, ambassador. You know what I'm saying? All that. She was. You know what I'm saying? She did a thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
I like the people. I put people on a pedestal that rise above their conditions or their the common state or mindset of their time, right? Like Martin Luther King, people like that, they rose above the ideologies of their time and pushed for a better world. Those are the type of people that I say are great people, right? Mm-hmm. Just because the rest of the world was enslaving people, right? I like the people who lived at that time who went against it. They are humanists. They're the people that we always supposed to put on a pedestal, not the ones who just dealt in their time. No, we can admire them for other things, right, that they did, but they're not great people in my mind. Great people rise above the like the word Corey used, the minutia of their day, right? And they could live in any time and be a great person, right? The qualities that they put forth, right, pushed humanity forward. They're the thing, like they thought ahead. You know what I mean? So that's how I see it. You know what I mean?
No doubt. Because it makes it clear in the book, and even in her writings, you see her writing like, yo, I'll send you this, I'll send you that. Yo, just back my position on the throne. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that was really what she was fighting for the whole time. I'm fighting to get my kingdom back. I should be the queen. I should be the king.
Right.
I want you, the Portuguese, to back me on the throne. Like, I'm willing to be a vassal to you and continue our business deal. Just back my position on the throne.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
That was a whole mission.
Yeah, and then at the end, she achieved her goal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So she, you know what I'm saying? So she put her mind to, she got it done. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, she cut the trade route off. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Blocked it, became Pablo. Like, look, nigga, you want slaves, you gotta go through me.
Gotta go through me.
Yeah, she bossed up, you know what I'm saying? Chopped heads off, you know what I'm saying? It took a kingdom back. You know what I mean?
and then also like as far as like the spirituality and shit like that, the African spirituality, like either way, whether it's Christianity, Islam, or African spirituality, you can use all of them as political tools. And if I didn't see anything, I seen that from her. Like she knew how to use things, use these ideologies, use these religions for her political gain. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's for. That's what all these thoughts are really made for. They're made to mold society in a certain way to maintain certain norms, to allow certain people to maintain a certain position, right? This is what religion is used for. Period. Point blank. That's the only useful thing I can see out of other than a placebo
value system, right?
Mm-hmm.
One value system may be pertinent at that time, and then another religion will come and replace that value. And like, okay, listen, we can't be sacrificing nigga.
Right.
Another religion come and saying that's a no. You see what I'm
saying? Yeah. So that's the thing. As time progresses, right? Yeah. Things change, right? So that's the same with the religion and everything. If your religion is not malleable with time, then it'll probably die out, right?
Right.
So most of the religions today that we still maintain are those malleable religions, because you know even today, like Catholicism goes back and forth. 1 minute, you know, they find they'll you know, they ain't so bad on the
evolution and shit.
Evolution. But then you take 2 steps back with the pro-life. So it's very malleable. It's the Christianity, the Islam, the religions of today are very malleable. So they would I think they'll survive for quite some time.
Yeah, because like there's things in the text when you're supposed to stone a nigga, and they'll be like, "Nah, we're not finna stone nobody because of that."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's
like
what
2021. Yeah, it's 2021. We'll just ignore that part right there. We're not even gonna deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, see, you got apologists who can make that right, though. You know what I'm saying?
Break that on out real quick. Yeah, that's why
that's what Sean them doing, right? They slavery apologists. They trying to be African slavery apologists, right? They trying to make that right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the participation in the criminal activity, they got to make that right, right? But
it'll never be right to me. It will never, because I know right from wrong. You niggas cannot intellectualize that shit to me where it's going to be acceptable. I don't care what source you get. Like that, what the hell wrong with y'all? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And
it's a time period, Sheffer. You got it's a certain time period where you would have been okay for your brother to sell your daughter. That's kind of what I'm getting. Now right. I know that's oversimplification, but when you boil all the bullshit off, and you look at the bottom of the pot after you boil the bullshit off, that's pretty much what's down there, bro. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It was a certain time period, and in a certain you had to be in a certain time period in a certain location for that to be okay, Sheffer.
Yeah, and that's what I get from it.
You know what my goal be though? I'll just say it, like, and to show them sometime, like, yo, Africans are just as humans as everybody else. Man.
Facts.
That be my main goal. I be feel like it's a push to make like somehow, if you don't step outside of the continent of Africa, you keep your godly form and your virtues. Like, nah, niggas, there was human sacrifices all over the world, bro. Africa's like, I be trying to just make them see, like, like you can't exclude Africa from the human experience, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like a lot of times that's what they be trying to do when they try to make it, we had, the slavery wasn't the same as this. They had the same type of slavery in South America.
Yep.
Right? Same, we had serfs in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying, like, there's always just the same dynamic is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Because humans gonna do what they do. You know what I'm saying? They don't care what continent they on. I'm saying, they just gonna do what they do.
Man, they said 40% of the Roman population was slaves. You know how high that is? 40%? That's fucking crazy. 40%.
If that was if the Roman Empire was the United States, you're talking damn near 150 million motherfuckers, bro.
It was a privilege to be called a citizen of Rome. It was a privilege. The majority of the people that was walking around on the streets was fucking slaves. The elite damn near was the damn citizens. And that was like it was damn near nobility to be considered a Roman citizen. You would actually say that as basically your status. Like, yo, you could be talking to another person and say, yo, I'm a Roman citizen. Like, the fuck? I ain't like the rest of you motherfuckers. That's basically what it was like saying. I'm not like y'all. I'm a goddamn Roman citizen. It's fucking crazy. 40% was damn near was slaves.
Yeah, that's another thing I was reading too. And that's what they talk about, right? Because the slavery that Sean and me talking about, Kofi and me talking about, is what they call low density slavery, right? If you're in a small community, right, then you have your servant may live with you, but those high density population like a Rome, they were saying like a lot of time, the slave population are larger than the regular population. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But like it's a lot like America when America was colonized. The slave population there were more slaves than there were Europeans. You know what I mean? So they were saying like that dynamic whenever you get to these more developed societies, because they constantly at war, bringing in captives and stuff. And so the population of slaves become exponentially large. You know what I'm saying? And if those slaves, those captives, if those military people live in your vicinity, you know how dangerous that is, bro, to have thousands of POWs who you just fought against and then neighbors right there. You got to move them niggas further out.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they folks gonna come and they gonna join. You know what I'm saying? You can't have the nigga just walking around free.
Well, that was the issue with the states, though. You know, see, all right, look at the states that border each other. We could do Maryland and Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania been outlawed slavery before Maryland. And when they did, they said that they didn't even want black people in Pennsylvania at all, slave or free. Why?
That's all right.
Because they knew that they felt as though, white people felt as though the slaves represented an occupied army, meaning these are war captives. Like, we know, like, anytime they ride, like, if I'm not a slaver, right, and I don't benefit from slavery, the people of Pennsylvania felt as though we can do our own farming, right? The farming and the shit that we that's what we brought white people here for. We came here for us to do our own work and have a better life, right? It was most of Pennsylvania was founded by the Germans, so it was like Germantown or some shit. And I think one of the biggest towns in Pennsylvania is Germantown also. But anyway, Maryland was a big slave state. Not up where we at, but damn near down, like, I think they call it the Eastern Shore, right? The Eastern Shore of Maryland, that was big slavery, right? But the people in Pennsylvania who boarded it was like, yo, that shit dangerous, because anytime those slaves, decide to rise up, right, white people are going to get killed. Innocent white people who don't even fuck with slavery, right? It's the same way, like, when you look at, I I think what's that? The Dred Scott case.
Right. Yeah.
I think the guy had ran from
slave state to free state
to Illinois. Oh, when he crossed over into Illinois, I think Illinois, their inheritance of slavery was different. So when his slave master died, his slave master had a will and said that him and his family would be freed upon his death, right? But the wife, when he died, the wife didn't uphold the inheritance, right?
Contract.
The contract, right? So Scott said, fuck it. You know what I mean? I know I'm supposed to be free, right? So he crossed over, I think, into Illinois. Is Arkansas and Illinois connected? I don't know. I think it was Illinois.
I can't remember.
No, I just Illinois is connected to Indiana.
Yeah, it was Indiana and Illinois, right? So he had crossed over into Illinois. So the two states end up beefing with each other over this, right? The state, Indiana was saying, "Yo, you got to send him back," and Illinois was like, "That's not our law. If he here, then he free." You feel me?
So he crossed that line.
Yeah, he crossed that line. You know what I mean? So states actually was beefing with each other over fucking slavery and slave laws, because they all had different laws, right? So when he crossed over, they said, yo, he free. So the states had to actually take it to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court is the one that overruled the Indiana, the Illinois shit and sent them back to Indiana. But that's a great point, because all white people a lot of them didn't want to live next to slaves, right? That shit crazy. Like, they would start other states just because they didn't want to live next to slaves. Like, they felt as though that shit was dangerous. Like, these motherfuckers.
A lot of them felt like it was unsanitary too. Like, it was not like that shit wasn't all good like that. Like, you did. The average human being, they not with that, bro. They just not with the way certain things go like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just uncomfortable to have that close to you. You know what I'm saying?
It's dangerous.
But go ahead. You was killing them. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's dangerous. You know what I mean? For one, because for the simple fact, like, if you look at the Stono Rebellion and those different slave rebellions, it was white people who wasn't even had shit to do with slavery was getting killed. When them niggas would rise up, any white person, they chopping their head off. Imagine you waking up, right? And it ain't no telephone back then. Them slaves then crossed into another county, right, overnight, and they killing everything. Like, that shit wasn't, so it was white people like, yo, no, I don't want to live next to that shit. Like, that's just, you know what I mean? Because I think it was only like 3% of the southern population owned slaves. So the rest of them, you know what I mean? Like, they didn't even benefit from this shit. So it's crazy.
It's still like today. It's still more poor white folks than anything in the United States. I mean, it's crazy. You know, it's still the same thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, Chef.
Yeah, because and then you get into the whole situation of, well, if the whites didn't agree with slavery, how did the Civil War even start? Like, why? Well, what the fuck was they fighting for? You know what I mean? Just because they didn't own slaves don't mean that they didn't agree that blacks supposed to be in a servile position to them. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's a whole bunch of, you know what I mean? It's a lot to it. You know what I mean? And smart, rich white people always play on the unintelligence of poor white people. You can look at the civil rights movement. Half those white people ain't have a dog in a fight, and they'd be out there whipping black people ass for trying to eat at a fucking lunch counter. You feel me?
You can look at Donald Trump. Nigga, poor white people can't pay them for a goddamn nigga talking he a billionaire and shit.
Right. Look, when it was it Trump or was it Bush when they had, remember Plumber Joe?
I think that was Trump.
That was Trump. Remember they had the
that
white
was
dude?
that was John McCain going up against Barack Obama,
Yeah.
the plumber guy.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, my nigga, you are poor, motherfucker. You are going against your own interests just because you white. You're holding on to whiteness and you're going against your own fucking yourself. You're not even in this tax bracket. That shit was crazy, man. That shit was crazy. But hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
They say poor whites, right? They were saying like the statistics show like they would rather stay in what they're accustomed to than for any type of change.
They'll hold on to their whiteness over anything. What's the name made that
tell
point?
them on keeping shit the old way. Then talk about some new shit. They're like, I'm used to this shit. Keep it like it is.
Right. What's his name? God damn, what's the comedian name? Chris Rock. Chris Rock back in the day made that joke when he said, white people will hold on to whiteness no matter what. They could be poor as hell. You feel me? He like, but what no white person in here change positions with me. And he said, and I'm rich. You feel me? Like, I'm rich. Like, I got more money than probably everybody in here. But no white man, you know what I mean, trade positions with me and being black. And that's just, it was a common fact. It's a joke. Yeah, it's a joke, but it's a fact. He said they'd be like, no, I'm going to hold on to this white thing a little bit longer. You dig what I'm saying? Because you know what come with being black. You feel me? Nigga, I'm white, but nigga, you could be rich and black, but you got a more likelihood of getting pulled out of your car and shot by the police than me with your rich ass. You feel me?
Hey, that nigga he said, listen, I'm one of the best comics out. You know what I'm saying? In the world, right? Mm-hmm. He said, you know what my neighbor does for a living?
A dentist.
He said, he's a dentist. Like, nigga. He's like, nigga, I'm one of the few black people in my profession. Nigga.
Right.
The nigga lived next door to me is a damn dentist, nigga. Like,
he was like, you know what I had
he's
to
the
do?
best dentist in the world.
Yeah, he said, he was like, you know what I have to be as a dentist. If I was a black dentist, he said, you know what I would have to do to live in my neighborhood? He said, I would have to invented teeth. In order, it would have had to been extraordinary. Like, a fucking dentist is my fucking goddamn neighbor. Like, in my fucking community, it's unheard of, yo. That white shit come with some shit, man.
No doubt. But most people they was talking about how the campaigns, how like presidential and like the congressional campaigns and shit. That's the whole goal in the campaign, is to get people to vote against their interests. Mm-hmm. That's the only reason why they campaign, bro. They're not going out to campaign for the people who already have or share their ideas. They going to get to campaign for the people who would not benefit from their ideas. So the thing is, you got to get people to vote against their own interests. That's how you win the presidency. That's how you win a gubernatorial seat or some congressional race or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Though that's the way to go about it, or that's how you win it or whatever. Which is, it's just crazy though. It's interesting, man. Politics is
that shit tripped me out, man. I swear that damn election, man, they had all them white people coming out. I said, man. But McCain for me, right, will have to be the worst politician in American history. And the reason why I say that is because, nigga, on your watch, you allowed a black man to become president. Yo, that's crazy. Your only job, only job was to hold the niggas off from ever getting the goddamn fucking White House. It's your only job, McCain. That's all you had to do, yo.
Landslide too.
Yeah, how the fuck did you become the white man that lost to a black man for president of the United States? That's fucking crazy. That's your family gotta, oh my God.
And that's what he's most well known for losing to Barack Obama.
Yo, you lost to a the president. Black people were never supposed to be president of the United States. How the fuck did you lose, my nigga?
Before Barack became president, like years before, nigga was already saying, like, nigga, ain't no way they're gonna let a black man
Ain't
be
no
president.
way.
This was a conversation like four years probably before niggas didn't even know who Barack Obama was. He just popped out of nowhere. They're like, who the fuck is Barack Obama?
Nigga, I hate McCain now, yo, for that. Now, I know I like Obama, but I'm saying, McCain, I gotta put myself in white people's shoes. You are the fucking worst. More white people voted for the black man than they did Joy in the United States of America. How did you?
Corporatist. Barack was a corporatist.
But listen, who was
McCain
worse?
Was a corporatist. That's really what lost it.
He beat McCain, and then who he beat next? Was it damn Romney?
Yeah, Mitt Romney. Yeah,
so after he studied on McCain,
Romney. No, he was. They already said dude was a Mormon.
Yeah, he was a Mormon. Like Christians couldn't
like,
get behind him, yo.
Niggas don't fuck with no Mormons.
Yeah, they don't fuck with the Mormons, yo. That's that's some old crazy shit.
Man. You might bring about 8 wives to that.
Yeah, that, and then he even he stopped Hillary. You know what I mean? Obama stopped Hillary. I mean, he was a bad boy, yo.
Yeah, he was a bad boy.
And he was a man. Look,
though. You know what I'm saying? That was one thing about Barack. Like, when you really look at it in retrospect, he was gonna win anyway because he was a corporatist. He had all the corporations behind him.
That motherfucker, man, he got like the first white female president. Nah. Now we got Kamala Harris, right? Like, that was supposed to be Hillary, yo. Like, she got knocked all the way out the box, yo. Like, that's crazy. But, again, like, I never agreed with her being president anyway, because, like, who the fuck is you other than the president's wife? Like, what will make Americans vote for you, like, just because you was the president's wife? Like, just because you was Clinton's wife, we supposed to vote for you? Like, that shit don't make sense at all.
I think she had a shot though until
she do eat Louisiana hot sauce, so I
hate when niggas do that shit.
And she came out dancing to Frankie Beverly and Maze.
I know, right? Hey man, why they do that shit to us, bro? Got that. What's the black dude that be doing a little news shit? Yeah, he up there dancing with her and shit. Goddamn stinky legged and shit. I forgot the nigga name and shit.
Who?
He do news on YouTube now. He like a little I forgot the motherfucking name.
Oh,
you know what
Roland Martin.
Roland Martin,
bald head ass.
Yeah,
he bald headed as shit.
Chicken wing and shit.
Yeah, Roland Martin was up there dancing with it. Now, you don't play Frankie Beverly and Maze for white people, black people. Don't ever do that. That's something that's uniquely black, yo. They never made it big, but all black people know that fucking Frankie Beverly and Maze. You feel me? Like, they made it without going mainstream.
Yeah, that song is in your heart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Frankie Beverly and Maze, those couple hits that they got, they just hood hits, yo. Black people just know them. You feel me? Like,
yeah, that shit just stick with the shit. Hey, look, like, my daughter ain't never seen it, but I guarantee you right now, if you start a goddamn electric slide, she just automatically know how to do it.
You already know how to do it. You know what I mean? You already know how to do it, yo. Like, yo, and that Frankie Beverly, like, yo, when you hear that, dun, 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 dun. Whoa, whoa. That shit is fire.
Hey, a nigga be lit before you even say one word, before you even get to the damn main part of the verse. They turn up all the way up.
Yeah, I don't care what state you live in. Yo, that's, that's our shit right there, yo. And he up there dancing to our fucking black national anthem, right? To the drunk black national anthem with fucking Hillary Clinton. He ought to be ashamed of himself. I never forgive him for that one, yo.
Hillary Rodham.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, y'all. Y'all give y'all last words, yo. This was a good show. Sosa, you first. Go.
Yeah, man. Look, man. Thank everybody for coming out and joining us, man. We'll be back again to talk some shit. Peace to everybody, man.
That's what's up. Corey?
Yeah, appreciate everybody for coming out, listening to our crazy ass, you know what I'm saying, whenever we go live. And shouts out to the people who catch the replay. I think a lot more people catch the replay than do the live stream. So shout out to them. We gotta get into some politics, man. I kind of like that subject, man. I've actually been like following politics pretty heavily since Barack Obama was the Democratic candidate. So yeah, we gotta get into that a little more. I think that is an interesting conversation. So maybe next week we'll finish out this week with the slavery and things, but next week we'll jump on that, on some politics or whatever. But just peace, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, too, Chef. My man Shaka Ra in the chat, he was like, he want to build on how Europe undermined Africa. You know what I'm saying? So we can, you know what I mean? So one day we can swing by. You feel me?
Yeah, the underdevelopment of the African. Yeah.
I'll pull a book up. I'll send you the PDF.
All right, for sure. Yeah, he's a solid brother, Shaq. So we build on it.
Okay.
Just let him hop on too. You know what I'm saying? Build on that shit.
Oh yeah, that way we could do that.
We give him his flowers too. You know what I'm saying? That way we just burning everything down.
Right, definitely. Yeah, Europeans definitely played the role in undeveloping Africa. We definitely understand that, right? So definitely.
But just before Shepard take us home, you already know how I like to end it. A liar make it halfway around the world before the truth get out of bed and get his pants on, bro. Let's get up and get it out. Take us home, Chef. Peace.
That's a fact. Peace, y'all. Everybody hit that like button on y'all way out. Y'all know how we do. You feel me? Wipe y'all feet off when y'all leave our house. And it's been a good show. Vance gonna like this one. It was only 3 hours, Vance. You feel me? So. Boom. Damn, we did a 3-hour show, y'all. We ain't never got out of here this early. I had to ask myself. And if you never ask, how would you know yourself? It's crazy how your parents know you more than you know yourself. Growth is good, it's important just to know your wealth. Don't let them take advantage. They definitely knew, love. You don't speak a lick of it. The game will make you trip a bit. Street money is cool till you get sick of it. And all that hit that like button on y'all way out. Don't be dirty. Keep a strong pivot, cause them cruddy buddies, they do you ugly. And why every female favorite question is, do you love me? I feel like we cut the arguing down tonight. You know, and we got somewhere with the conversation. But that's our formula. Go ahead, talk to him. Y'all ain't beefing like that. Come on, Doug, why you being like that? Man, let's keep it a stack. Why you say it if you ain't mean it like that? Peace, everybody. I'm going to sleep. I'm sick of this. We out. Pseudo killers. Bye.